The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The New York Jets are 0-5, and Joe Benigno was at the game yesterday to witness it. He joins us right now.
The practices have been damn good. They are, but
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go. Show number 2 on the day. Thanks to everyone who tuned in this morning. We had Will Parkinson on. We had Frankie V on. We did over 3 hours. We did 3 hours on the post game yesterday. But this is the guy that everyone is waiting to hear from. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the Oh the Pain podcast, the great Joe Benigno. Joe, I am sorry that you had to be there to witness that because I was thinking of you and anyone who actually spent money to go there and watch this team. What a disgrace.
Yeah, I mean, it was an embarrassment yesterday, bro. You know, there's no other way to say it. I mean, the game might as well have been at Jerry Jones. You know, I mean, it was. I saw every possible Cowboy jersey there was in the parking lot. I mean, you know, everybody. The only one I didn't see, I think, was Bob Lilly. I think that was the only one. I mean, it was just. What do you say? You know, it's unbelievable. You know, there I am. My daughter took pictures all day yesterday. You know, what do you say, right? I mean, here's what I'm trying. We knew last week when Braylon Allen fumbled on a goal line, the game was over against Miami. And we knew yesterday when Breece Hall fumbled at the 10-yard line, the game was over. Right? You knew it. And then to let him walk down the field for a touchdown, then we go 3 and out, they get the ball back and they score again before the half is over. I mean, it's just, how bad is this defense, bro? I mean, this defense is really horrific. I mean, 5 games. They said it. The only team in the history of the NFL to go their first 5 games of the season without a takeaway, without forcing a turnover. It's almost impossible to do. It's unbelievable. They are absolutely brutal. 3 guys yesterday out on the offensive line for Dallas. They couldn't get near Prescott. And they gave him 1 sack on a play where he was sliding, whatever it was. I mean, they didn't touch him. I mean, it was horrible. Sauce Gardner gets beat again yesterday for a touchdown. You know, last week it was Darren Waller. This week it's George Pickens. I mean, every week it's somebody. They missed tackles. This guy Barron, where the hell he came from, missing tackles all over the place.
He's the only player on that D-line, Joe, that's actually worse than Michael Clemens, which is hard to believe.
Well, Michael Clemens doesn't miss tackles, but what Michael Clemens does when he's not, you know, killing you on a 3rd and 20 and roughing the passer. How many times yesterday did you see Dak Prescott go one way and Michael Clemens going the other way? I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
How many times you see that happening?
I've seen some clips surfacing from the coach's tape online. I mean, it is bad, man. And it's every week, and then nothing ever changes. They don't try anything different.
They love this guy. What is it? I mean, come on. It's unbelievable, bro.
I mean, you get the stat, Joe. Here it is on the screen, right? 0-5 record with 0 takeaways. First team to ever do that. And look, I understand it's only been 5 games. I was saying this earlier. The only positive thing you could say about Glenn is that it's only been 5 games, and there's still a chance he could maybe turn it around. But there's nothing else you could point to that makes you feel good about anything with this franchise.
No, he's showing, you know, signs for you to think that this is he's going to be around more than 2 years, maybe not even this year, the way it's going. But the worst thing he did was to come in here, okay, and he makes this bold statement about, you know, we're going to be a disciplined football team. You know, the penalties, we're not going to turn the ball over. All it is, physical defense. Really? I mean, it's been anything but that. How many more 10 penalties yesterday? I mean, it's unbelievable, bro. False start, delay a game, we could go on and on. Holding penalty, whatever it is. It's just, and they don't get calls. We saw it again. We talked about it in the Miami game. There was a blatant face mask. I think it was against Beck. They didn't call it. There was another one, that crazy 4th-and-1 play. I don't know what the hell he was doing there, why they didn't run. But where he got hit in the face, Justin Fields got hit in the face on a play. They didn't throw the penalty flag. They eventually threw a couple of meaningless roughing the passer calls that Fields got when the game was really over. I mean, it's disgraceful, bro. It's a disgrace. I feel bad for Garrett Wilson because he's a terrific player. They got nobody else on the outside of him. Taylor's not a bad possession guy at tight end. But, the offensive line can run block, but they can't pass block. Membo had a nightmare yesterday. He had 4 penalties in the game. I mean, what can you say? What can you say, bro?
It's hard to believe that it keeps getting worse. Like I would have told you, Joe, when you and I were at the game, when they beat the Patriots and they improved to 2-1, that from that night on, the Jets would be 3-16. There's just no way you'd believe it. And this nightmare, it doesn't stop. And I saw a stat, right? Because, you have people saying, well, look at Fields' numbers. He's doing this and that. And it's all in garbage time. The Jets this season, Joe, have not scored a touchdown in a game until they're down by 2 touchdowns since week 1. Meaning anytime they've scored a touchdown outside of the first game, which was their best game, and it's been all downhill since, they have not scored an offensive touchdown unless they're trailing by at least 2 touchdowns at that point. It's all garbage time. They're never in these games. They're not built to play from behind. We know what Justin Fields is. The defense, you brought it up. This is the worst defense I've ever seen because there is still some good players on this team. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable how bad they are. It's unbelievable. One thing about Fields, and look, is he the quarterback of the future? No. But it's hard to evaluate him because, the team stinks. They don't use him right. Why are there not more designed runs for him, Jake?
Agreed.
Why don't we see more of these RPOs? The only time he seems to run is when he's in trouble, right? He had that crazy touchdown run he had in Miami last week, and that was a broken play on 4th down. There's no design runs. You got to try to play to this guy's strength. Now, it's very difficult as well when, the defensive line is in his face all the time. But, right now they're in line. Right now, the way the season is going, they will have their pick of the young quarterbacks coming out of college because they are on their way to the number 1 pick in the draft the way it is right now. They're the only winless team in football. It's amazing.
Here's your draft order.
Is that where we are right now?
This is it. They're all alone. And there's a lot of people, Joe, because I've been getting, people ripping me all day.
They got to be all alone. They're the only own.
That's right. But people have been saying, oh, Jake, what did you expect? You knew this team wasn't going to be good. And it's like, I understand that we didn't have the highest of expectations, but no one thought it would be this bad. And the reason why I only had them winning 6 or 7 games going into the year was because I thought the offense was just going to be terrible. I thought the defense would give them a chance. It's been the opposite.
Yeah.
That's what's so frustrating. And between Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes, we're talking about 7 years of defensive coordinator experience. They have 8 of their 11 starters back from last year. They were overrated last year, but now they're just god-awful. It shouldn't be this bad. It's unbelievable.
No, they're god-awful. And I understand Quincy Williams is out. I understand Jermaine Johnson is out. I get that. But still, to me, there's just no excuse for this defense being so bad. They're not competitive, bro. That game yesterday, it was over at halftime. Like I said, we knew it was over when Hall fumbled, but can you at least do something? Keep them in the game? Keep it 10-3 with 2-something to go before halftime? Of course not. Again, it goes back to the fact that Aaron Glenn and his coaching staff look so over their head. I hate to say it, but that's the bottom line right now.
Joe, a lot of people have said that these games remind them of the Rich Kotite Jets. You lived through it. My dad was texting me. This is what it was like. Your thoughts on the comparisons that people are making, that this is Kotite level performance we're seeing?
Well, that's what it looks like. What else can you say? The guy won 4 games in 2 years. But as I said, as bad as that was, we had a light at the end of that tunnel because Bill Parcells came in. I don't see any light at the end of this tunnel if you get rid of Aaron Glenn. Where are we going? What big coach is coming here? Are we going to try to bring another first-time coordinator in here? Maybe a guy with offensive experience. I don't know. I just don't think that any guy if a guy like Mike Tomlin, not that he is, but if a guy like Mike Tomlin suddenly became available, there's no way he would want this job. Who would want it? That's why it was such a mistake not to hire McCarthy when they had a chance. You know my feeling, bro. I would take Rex Ryan. I would take, and it's the one guy that would want this job. I would take Rex Ryan back in a nanosecond. I'd make Bart Scott my defensive coordinator, and I bet you he'd take the job to work for Rex. I bet you he would. I don't know who'd be running the offense. You know, maybe, this guy, whatever his name is, what's his name, the offensive coordinator right now?
Tanner Engstrand.
Engstrom is not exactly giving me reason for hope with him. I don't know. But where is the light at the end of the tunnel if Aaron Glenn craps out, in 2 years? Where are we going? Where are we? You know what I mean?
The thing is,
one more thing. Do I want it? And I don't know really what Darren Moohey is. I can't evaluate him really. But do I want him, drafting my quarterback? If we are in position to draft, let's say, any quarterback that's coming out next year, Carson Beck, the kid Sellers, Arch Manning, whoever it may be, and there's a lot of them coming out, do I trust him to make that call? I mean, I don't know.
You can't.
That's a critical call. They can't. Let's put it this way, bro. If they're going to have a top 3 pick in the draft, which right now it looks like it's inevitable, I don't see how they don't. Okay, you're going to have the opportunity to draft your franchise quarterback. You can't miss this time. Can't miss. And do I want this guy Glenn and Moohey making that call? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? At 0-5, now if they lose to the Broncos, and they will, I think they're going to get slaughtered. The best decision I made was not going to London this year.
That was a brilliant move by you.
Thank God.
I actually may be going to the Carolina game just to wait.
I'll be there, Joe. You got a tailgate with us. No way. I'm doing an event for that game.
All right, good. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll make it happen. A Joe B cameo at the Asmaniac tailgate would be unbelievable.
You never know.
But my
point
is,
for you, you know the deal.
You're the best, Joe.
I love you, Joe.
Look at the schedule here, right? So you have Carolina after, and then, so Carolina, then maybe Cincinnati's winnable, Cleveland, I guess. Like there's some games here they could win, but right now, all these teams are looking at the Jets as, that's the game that we get back on track and we win. If this is as bad as it's headed, right? They win 2 or 3 games. I understand Aaron Glenn's in his first year, but can you really bring it back? What's the reason to not make Aaron Glenn Gerard Mayo? Look at the other teams in the league that have first-year coaches. New England, Jacksonville,
right.
Chicago. They're all they were all worse than the Jets a year ago. Now they passed the Jets.
Yeah. Well, if it's not him, man, this next hire better be the right guy. I mean, I don't know how. Just like you better draft the right quarterback, next year in this coming draft, you better find the right head coach, because it's just a revolving door, bro. I mean, 2 years, maybe 3, and these guys are out. It makes me crazy with Todd Bowles. I got to say this, because this guy stepped into it. They basically gave him the job, with a Super Bowl team. I don't know. Did he take over right after they won the Super Bowl, or the year after that with Aaron?
The year after they won the Super Bowl, Arians came back for one more year. Right, okay. Then he stepped down, and Bowles took over. They were 8-9 that last year with Brady.
Right. But still, didn't they make the playoffs? Still,
they did. They made the playoffs at 8-9, division winner.
Right. That's right. And Bowles is looking, and now one of the, I don't know who the GM is. One of the most brilliant moves that any GM has made over the last 5-6 years was signing Baker Mayfield, who is turning into an elite quarterback. Let's be honest about it. I don't know if you watched much of this game yesterday, man. He was making throws. He's got the biggest balls there is of any quarterback in the league. All right.
Well, how about that game? Sam Darnold's throwing for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns
by
too on the other side.
Way, wouldn't we have been better off taking Jackson and Gigbu as opposed to Will McDonald? I mean, wouldn't we have? And having the 2 Ohio State wide receivers, I don't want it.
You want to? So you brought up Todd Bowles. Would you like to hear from Robert Saleh's brother, Joe? Has anyone showed you this?
No, Robert Saleh's brother.
So David Saleh weighed in earlier today. Okay. He said last year the Jets were 2-3, playing for first place in their division when Woody Johnson declared that, quote, the best roster in franchise history needed a spark. Since then, the Jets defense has gone from first to worst, donning a record of 3-14.
Yeah, he's right. David Saleh is right. 100% right.
It's this is what's happening, though. This is Woody once again looks like a fool for hiring another first-time head coach with no previous head coaching experience. And this is a job that eats you alive. And I think the fact that they didn't win a game early to get players to kind of buy into this new program, now we're seeing, guys, I thought they quit yesterday on defense. I really did. I thought they
Of
just
course.
completely quit, which is a poor reflection of the DC who they're checked
Yep.
out on. And the head
Yep.
coach is trying to get his first win, and they quit on him before halftime.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. Bro, I mean, this is as bad as it's ever been. You know, I went through the cold tide era. I went through the decade of the 70s when they didn't have one winning season the entire decade. They had a few 500 years, but not one winning season in the decade of the 70s. You know, went through all the disaster with, you know, Joe Walton and then Kotite and you know, and then things got better. You know, from Bill Parcells, we had a run from 1997 through 2010 when we actually had a decent football team. You know, we had Parcells, you know, outgrow that one year, even though he crapped out. They went 9-7, even though I don't want to get into that, but they did have a winning year. You know, they solid. They went to the playoffs 3 times under Herman Edwards. You know, they went to the playoffs under Mangini. He really built that team up. Unfortunately, Favre got hurt in 08 and all. Rex comes in back-to-back AFC championship games. Ever since then, it's been probably the worst run in the history of the franchise. I mean, I don't even think it's probably. And when you look at guys that have been in, I mean, you know, we drafted Sam Darnold in the first round. Look at what he's doing right now. It makes you, I mean, it makes you want to cry. I want to cry. Todd Bowles was our coach. Now the guy stepped in and he's winning the division every year. I mean, you know, we saw what was going on with Geno, right? I mean, Geno, then that's kind of, that the bloom has kind of come off that rose with the Raiders, who are, you know, not very good to say the least right now. But I mean, you look at some and you just, you know, you want to cry, bro. I mean, I don't know. What else can you do? You can't, I can't, oh, God. I look at Mekhi Becton winning the Super Bowl last year in Philadelphia. I think he's in San Diego now, right? LA, whatever they are.
Well, Joe, did you notice yesterday who made the big tackle for a loss early in this game for the Cowboys? Do you see that?
The big tackle for the loss early in the game. Who was
Solomon Thomas.
Oh, is that who it was?
That's who it was. Well, think about every week. Every week they got up against the former Jet.
I see what's his name, Eccles, making interceptions for Pittsburgh. I've seen that.
I mean, you have Rodgers week 1.
Thank you for bringing him up. Okay. Are we not a much better football team if we have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on this team? Now, I know they don't play defense. I get it. And the defense is a horror show. But, bro, we're not better with Adams. I mean, with Rodgers and Adams on the team. Are you serious? And Aaron Glenn couldn't wait to get rid of this guy? Really? Why? So he could get away with being the crappiest team in football? Why? Because there might have been expectations if Aaron Rodgers was here? You know? I mean, really? I mean,
that's the problem, though, right? What you just said there. Because he moves on from Rodgers, right? He picks Fields, fine, whatever. But he still acted as if this team was not going to be horrific. He's puffing his chest, talking about it. They asked him about Will McDonald's bull rush move this summer. It's coaching, man. It's coaching. He said they're not going to be undisciplined, sloppy. He took every veiled shot at the previous administration you could take all summer. Now, when push comes to shove, they're not winning games. They're 0-5, and it's getting worse. Their best game of the season was week 1.
He's every bit as bad as Jeff Ulbrich, who was clearly over his head as a head coach. I mean, that's what Glenn is now. And it's sad, you know, but we wanted a veteran head coach coming in here. We didn't want a first-time head coach. You know, myself, I bought Glenn only because he was a real good Jet. You know, he played for us for a long time. He knew what it was to be. He played for Kotite. You know, he got beat on the spike game touchdown from Marino to Ingram in 94 as a rookie. He played for Kotite. He saw what it was to win. He came close to winning, to get into the Super Bowl with Parcells. So he's sort of worst of the Jets and the best of the Jets. So, okay. So even though I wasn't happy about bringing him in, okay, I'm going to sign off on this guy because of that. And, you know, it's been a disaster. I mean, how wrong have I been? How wrong have we been?
I just don't know, like, where they go from here if it doesn't work with Glenn, or if they win 3 games. Like, you're bringing them back. It's just for what? For blind faith? Like, they're going to oversee drafting a quarterback. Are they going to put this quarterback in a position to have any chance of success? Or in 3 years, that guy's going to go somewhere else and be good, just like Sam Darnold was.
Right. No.
It's bad. This is the lowest I've ever felt, because at least at the end of last year, it's like you have the hope of a new regime, but I've never been this out on a new regime as I am.
I've said this. I said that with Evan, and he agrees. And I don't even think it's close. They're the worst run organization in professional sports. They're the worst. There's no other way to say it. And they do such stupid things. I mean, we all know about what's happened. I don't know, whatever the deal is with the front office with this sexual harassment stuff.
Well,
I don't know all
think about
about
the
it.
weekend they had, right? That comes out on Friday. The Sanchez stuff comes out on Saturday,
Right,
and then
right.
yesterday the Jets get their doors blown off and drop to 0-5.
And
What
by
a
the
weekend!
way, and I know this is kind of a small thing, but this just shows you how poorly run this franchise is to me. So you knew all week that this game was going to be like 85 freaking degrees on Sunday. Okay, it was going to be hot, and you wear your all black uniforms. I mean, think about that. How stupid is that?
So dumb. So dumb.
Shouldn't you be wearing white? 85 was like, no, I'm telling you, bro, it was close to 90 degrees there yesterday. There's no doubt about it. I mean, in the sun, it was hot. And they're wearing the black. Who made that decision? Who's making dumb decisions like that? And that's all part of the losing organization that they are. I mean, really, it's sickening, bro. Sickening.
Someone sent me this last night on Twitter. I give the guy credit. Don Cheadle's Driveway is his Twitter account name, right? It's a clip from you and I when you came on the show. I think it's either late December, early January. And I'm going to play you it because this was your opinion then. And I think not only are you right, but you might have given the Jets actually way too much credit. Here's the clip.
And I'll tell you right now, if you bring in a first-time coordinator, you can write it down. He'll be walking out the door again in 3 years.
Couldn't agree more. This job, no matter who they hire, is not a job for first-timers. You have to bring in someone that has already been successful in the league.
And now here we are. I don't know if Aaron Glenn's going to make it through 3 years. It's so bad already.
Yep. And like I said, I don't know where they go from here, bro. I don't know what the next move is. I told you I would bring Rex back. I really do. You could call me nuts. You want an offensive guy, whatever. You can't tell me this team is 0-5 if Rex Ryan's the coach right now. Can't tell me that because I don't believe it for a second. I don't care who the quarterback is. And you know what? If he was the coach, Aaron Rodgers is probably the quarterback. Probably.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why they didn't talk to Mike McCarthy or John Gruden or Pete Carroll. All these guys would have said, yeah, let's bring Rodgers back with Devontae. We have some talent here. We'll coach him up and let's go.
Right.
Like Aaron Rodgers was good enough for Mike Tomlin, but he's not good enough for Aaron Glenn. Right. Remember that.
Yeah. Yep. That was a disaster. I mean, and Rodgers will be in the playoffs with Pittsburgh. You can take that to the bank.
They're going to run away with that division if he stays healthy.
It looks that way. The Ravens are in the dump. They're like a dumpster fire, man. Lamar goes down, but even with that, they got whacked by Houston in Baltimore yesterday.
Yep.
How about the Patriots, bro? Doesn't it make you sick?
It's disgusting. But
Mike
it's like,
Vrabel, Drake May, Stephon Diggs. I got to see them beat the Bills. I mean, come on.
Even Miami gave Buffalo a game too. And think about it, this was the first, and I went nuts and people killed me for being so critical. Oh, it's only 2 games. I was immediately very, very weary about this new regime when in their second ever game at home against a divisional opponent after they lost week 1, people celebrated all moral victories. Yeah. They didn't show up. They got their doors blown out in that game. That scared me right away. And it's been worse every week. And I just, when are they winning a game right now? They don't beat Carolina. Who are they beating right now?
Yeah. I mean, there's games that are winnable on the schedule, but so, the other teams look at it the same way. The Saints, they play, Cincinnati without Burrow. I mean, you look at some games, Miami again at home. But I mean, bro, how many games are they going to win? Can they win 3 games? I don't even know. They're not beating, like you said, they're not winning in London this week against the Broncos. They're going to get steamrolled by the Broncos.
They're 7.5-point underdogs on FanDuel.
I saw that. I saw it. Yeah.
And by the way, do you know the Jets actually closed as a favorite in this one yesterday?
Get out of here.
The Jets closed as a favorite because the Cowboys were missing 4/5 of their offensive line, 2 of their 3 best receivers. And people were like, oh, well, the Jets got to win eventually. Psych. It's unreal how bad this football team is. I never expected it to be this
bad. The years against Dallas, too. They've had a lot of success over the years against the Cowboys. They beat them a number of times, but sure as hell wasn't yesterday.
Tell us about all the Cowboys fans. Yeah, you and your guys got to interact with there.
At the game yesterday. There was like, I'd say 40,000 Cowboy fans in the building, at least. And I told you, every jersey imaginable. Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Tony Romo, Tony Dorsett. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It really was.
Couple questions for you, Joe, from some listeners tuned in. If everyone's watching live right now, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we'll do a giveaway because there's very few Jets that I think we're all huge fans of right now. This guy is certainly one of them. A throwback Garrett Wilson jersey would be the giveaway here. This guy, I feel terrible for him. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Hopefully he has a Mike Evans like career with the Jets, where eventually they figure it out and he can win a championship before we all die. I don't know. It's
well, I don't see
unreal.
Baker Mayfield. I don't see Tom Brady or Baker Mayfield coming through the door.
Yeah, we tried our Tom Brady and he got hurt on the fourth play and everything was shit from there. So of course,
that's for sure.
25 writes in, this defense legitimately cannot stop a nosebleed. It's the worst defense I've ever watched, Joe, because once again, there is some talent on the team. This is not 2020 where you had just Quinn Williams and nobody else.
Yeah, no, the defense is just abysmal. The secondary is a disaster. They don't put any pressure on the quarterback. I thought they're going to blitz more. They don't even do that. It's just there's nothing you can say. They miss tackles left and right. It's Sauce getting beat for a touchdown every week. And what else can you say? They don't take the ball away. I mean,
I don't even come close.
What's left to say, bro?
It's so bad. Bang Mateo says, Joe, why take a penalty to move us from the goal line? In real time, did you have an issue with Glenn moving back 2 yards to get the extra down, or do you wanted him to stick with 3rd and goal from the 1?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the play call was what the killer was. I mean, it wound up, they had a 2nd and 3. You talking about the first drive of the game?
I believe so, yep.
They had a 2nd and 3, and then, they run Breece Hall up the middle. He loses 4 yards. That was a killer play, too. And they wind up having to kick a field goal there. It's just, it's so many things, bro. So many things.
Let's see. John wants to know your thoughts on John Gruden as a head coach and Rex as the DC.
Well, I don't think Rex would take a DC job, would take a D coordinator job with the Jets. Maybe somebody else. I think he'd only take the head coaching job with the Jets.
I agree.
And look, I'll take John Gruden in a second. Of course.
Why not?
Why wouldn't I? Give me John Gruden. I mean, maybe Gruden's one guy that you could wind up hiring because, he got
McCarthy too. If they actually wanted someone with experience. Brian Flores is still out there. Like he's from Brooklyn. Maybe they couldn't get Tomlin or Harbaugh, but they could get someone who's been decent.
I would take Gruden. I would take Flores. I would take who we said McCarthy. I would take any of those guys in a nanosecond. Yes, of course.
K&D says, all I have to say is nasty work. That is right. Nasty is, by the way, how about the fact that Glenn said before the game this week, they had a good week of practice.
Yeah.
Anytime a Jet coach says that, we're getting killed.
Well, I think Garrett Wilson said we got to stop, playing great on Thursday and start playing great on Sunday. So that's for sure.
The Jets have a dynasty Wednesday through Friday, Joe. I don't know if you know that.
Oh my God. Wednesday through Friday. And they're really great, like from March till maybe August.
Cross-drag checks in. Joe and Jake, if you're Glenn, what would you do now? Would you consider making a change to your defensive coordinator? Would you fire Wilkes?
I don't think you can fire Wilkes yet. I don't know what you do, man. I don't know what you do. Maybe blitz more. This guy Brownlee is going to play this week or not? He
played this past week, but he didn't play a lot. He was out there.
Did he play? Was he out there?
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what his number was, but whatever. I don't know what you can do with this defense. Maybe look, Quinn Williams and Johnson. I got Quincy Williams is on the 4-week IR, right?
Correct. So Jermaine should be back this week.
This week he's coming back, or 2 weeks?
Jermaine should be back this week.
Oh, Jermaine Johnson coming back. Quincy Williams comes back. At least you got, you would have 2, pretty significant defensive pieces come back. But even with that, where are we going, bro? Where are we going? Nowhere.
We're
nowhere.
Like they say, like rock bottom for the Jets, but like we're at like the Earth's core at this point. Like it just we just keep digging. It's just it's unreal.
We're going below the earth, bro.
Carlos says, "Hey Joe, I got 2 words for you. Bad Bunny. Your guy, Bad Bunny, Joe. People loved your thoughts on him.
Nice job by Roger Goodell. I don't want to get into politics now. You don't want to, but Roger Goodell, like I said, he's a complete dickhead, Roger Goodell.
Can I play you my favorite Joe B moment in the recent history of the show?
Go ahead.
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. Right. Apparently he hates the country too. But please. I don't want to get in.
I don't want to get you going.
No.
Neil checks in. He's in the raffle for 2 with the super chat here. He says, trade first-round pick for Tomlin or Harbaugh, get an established quarterback, Geno, Cousins, or anybody they want, and use the draft and free agency to fill holes. I agree with trading for a coach, but they're going to draft a quarterback. We know,
no, you have to draft a young quarterback. Forget about trading for Geno or Cousins.
Yeah.
Come on. And you think there's no way to get Tomlin or Harbaugh. Come on, stop that.
Harbaugh, there's some talk of this could be the year
Well,
they
I mean,
finally
look,
move
I
on.
mean, if they completely go into the shitter, I mean, they're 1-4 right now. Is Jackson playing next week? I don't even know. I don't know.
Not sure. Yeah.
So look, I mean, would I take John Harbaugh? Yeah, of course. I would take him. Sure. Absolutely.
Kashmir says Sauce is no Revis is not a good cover corner. I think he's a good cover corner, but nobody's Revis. But Sauce never makes enough plays. He's got to make plays.
Never makes a play. Never gets an interception. He's not even Aaron Glenn. I mean, Aaron Glenn is better than Sauce. I'm sorry. He never makes a freaking play, and he gets beat every week now. Every week he gets beat. That play, he looked pathetic trying to keep up with Pickens. You watch that replay of that play. I mean, he's like running, trying to keep up with him, and he didn't.
It's I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's brutal. Julio says breaking top college QBs are staying. It's cool. Yeah, the Jets get the number 1 pick. Everyone's gonna want to stay at school. I mean,
well, look, I mean, look with the money they're making in college now. These quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks are making a couple. How much did Miami pay Carson Beck to leave Georgia? How much?
Yep.
Right? How much? And apparently, what I hear is that Arch Manning is the highest paid NAL person. He's making like $6 million a year. Really?
He's also been terrible so far this year.
Well, you know what? I watched basically the whole game against Florida on Saturday, and his team, he was under pressure the whole game. He didn't play great, and they lost because they got whipped at both sides of the ball. Both lines of scrimmage, they completely got whipped, offensively and defensively. But one thing you could see with him, you can see he's got the arm, and you could see he makes the throws. So that's one thing. Even though they're off to a bad start, Texas, okay, that's the one thing about Arch Manning. I specifically scouted him last week. And I really like.
He's staying in school though, Joe. Like his dad already basically said that that he's not going to come out early. Like he'll stay for another year.
There's other guys, Carson Beck, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, there's him, Lenora Sellers, the Indiana quarterback people like.
Sellers at South Carolina. I love him. Love him.
Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, I know you like Carlos Mendoza. His son, Fernando's the Indiana quarterback.
Oh wait. Carlos Mendoza's son is the.
It's not actually his son. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. I know. He's played well. How about the guy? The kid at Texas Tech, I'm not sure what his name is. His wife, I think, is actually a fighter pilot in the Army. I'm pretty sure. And, so, I mean, Texas Tech had a pretty good quarterback come out of there. So maybe we get another one. Maybe get another batch from them. Like I said, bro, they're going to be drafting a quarterback. They better hit on the right guy.
That's it.
There's no other way to say it.
Who's making the pick, though? Is it Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, or could you actually see the Gerard Mayo scenario play out if this is as bad as it's looking like so far?
I don't know. Would they fire Muji, though? Does Muji get fired? Because, I mean I don't know.
Muji listens to Glenn, though. Like, what is he like? Woody Johnson at Aaron Glenn's introductory press conference referred to Darren Muji as Glenn's sidekick. That told me all I needed to know on who's calling all the shots for the organization.
Right.
When the Breece Hall trade rumors were out, Aaron Glenn said, "I'm not trading you, Breece." He said, he's the coach and GM, which is another issue I had from the beginning. You're giving a lot of power to a guy who's never been proven to be successful in that role. Parcells had 2 rings when he took over the Jets.
Yeah, I wish and he went to a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
Right.
I wish I could buy the team, bro, because I'm telling you, man, what a different world it would be. I really wouldn't be messing around.
Did he get us a stadium, Joe?
Well, that's a big issue too. I mean, let's be honest. We've never had a stadium. I say this all the time. Even going back to Shea Stadium, that was the Mets Stadium. That was never our stadium. Never. So, I don't know, bro. I don't know where to go anymore. I don't know what to say. It's been a brutal run in sports between the Mets, what the Jets are right now. I know the Knicks are coming soon. The Rangers start tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to be. The Knicks will be good, and then probably break our hearts in the playoffs like they always do. So, I mean, you're laughing, but I mean, chances are good. That's what's going to happen,
History is on your side with that prediction. That's for sure.
You got that right. Yep.
Well, I got good news for you, Joe. The game next week or this week in London kicks off at 9:30, so we get the pain out of the way, and then we get the whole afternoon to watch all the other games.
Or maybe play golf if it's nice. You know what I mean? No, I know. That's the best part of it, bro. The pain ends early next Sunday.
Joe, you're the best. I always appreciate your time.
Jake, I love you, bro. God bless. God bless America. God bless Jake. All the love. I'll talk to you next week, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Joe Benigno with us there. Oh, the Pain podcast episode's already out, so you can get Joe's full thoughts on everything going on with the Jets, the NFL, all that. Check it out. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I'm giving away at the end of the show today a Garrett Wilson jersey, and this is the last show that you have a chance to enter our weekly raffles prize. We have 3 tomorrow we'll give away. First show on the day tomorrow with Robbie Sabo. Signed Joe Namath helmet, signed Wayne Corbett football, signed Sauce Gardner jersey, and a daily raffle prize tomorrow too. Stay tuned for that. But I'm telling you, these are the 3 prizes for tomorrow. Jersey right now, gift a membership. No one's gifted yet. If you're the first person to do it, we'll double your entries to start us off. Whether you gift 1 or 20, it's double if you're the first one. Some super chats here that I'm going to pin the call-in link, I should say, for people to go out there and call into the show. I know a bunch of people wanted to call in earlier, but we couldn't get to everyone, even though we did 3 hours, because this fan base, one thing is for sure, as angry as we are, we still care. Apathy hasn't quite set in yet. A couple more losses, I'm worried it will. So if you want in, the link is pinned. Be a part of the show. Mike Perez checks in with a super chat here. I've been down and out till I opened my mailbox. Jake, thank you for bringing the lights to rock bottom. I hate this team. See you guys Sunday. Mike, congrats. I know your Joe Klecko signed jersey arrived today, so I'm happy for you in that regard. Peter, I see your super chat. We did cover the Sauce thing, though, with a different super chat, so there you go. NYJ says, I like the Bart Scott DC move. No nonsense and not scared to say you stink. Bart would be excellent if he wanted to do it. He makes a lot of money on TV. I work with him on ESPN New York. I think he would only do it for Rex. Like if Rex actually became the Jet coach again, I think Bart would be on the staff. Bart would do it for Rex. I don't think he would do it for anyone else, though. I really don't. I mean, it's bad right now, folks. There's no doubt. All right, let's get to some of your calls. But first, let's talk about today's sponsor. That is Chubby. See the shirt I'm wearing? It is a Chubby shirt. They also have awesome shorts, Jet-related shirts and shorts over at Chubby's. But Chubby's is known for their shorts. ChubbyShorts.com is their website. And if you want to upgrade your wardrobe, because they don't just have shorts, they also have T-shirts, they have button-down shirts, they have pants. Check it out. Your new wardrobe awaits, and you can get 20% off at Chubby's by using my code. It's ASMANNY. That's my last name, Asman. It's pronounced like Jasmine with no J, but it's spelled ASMANNY at ChubbyShorts.com. Use that promo code. You'll get 20% off. I can't say enough good things about this shirt. I wear it all the time. I wore it in the heat down in Tampa. If I went to the game yesterday with Joe, I probably would have worn it. Fits great. It's comfortable. I got the shorts too right here. So you actually can see them on the screen here in addition to the photo. Fits great. Super comfortable. Matches the shirt as well. So if you want the full set, ChubbyShorts.com. But check out their other items too. Everything there is awesome. Thanks to Chubby's for sponsoring the show. Make sure you use that promo code ASMANNY and you'll get 20% off. Once again, your new wardrobe awaits. ChubbyShorts.com. Promo code ASMANNY. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Before we get to your calls, a holy bleep from Burkinator. 20 gifted memberships. You know what that means? We're doubling it. He's the first 40 raffle entries just like that. Hit it, AG.
The practices have been damn good. They are, but...
Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow. Burkinator in for 20. Burkinator, this is for you.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
Burkinator, 40 raffle tickets, 20 gifted memberships. You hear your name called, you're a channel member. Thank Burkinator. Infrared Jets, Brian Friel, James Finnan, Jeremy Adamimer, M. Goops, Gangrene Gene, Lee Van, Jet Set Go, Aaron Glenn, please win a game. My mental health is deteriorating. Edible Things, Tommy Scuderi, the Jets are a dynasty Wednesday through Friday. Rowan Marshall, DeRoyd, Benji, we're the New York Jets, we're shit. B. Shep, Johnny Bobani, M. Lizzo, Daniel Bloom, Ron G. You all have received a gifted membership courtesy of Burkinator. Burkinator, thank you, my friend. Hang in there. I know you're down bad. with the Jets like we all are. All right, let's continue now, shall we? To your calls we go. Sean the mailman is first today. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
What's up, Sean?
It's first time calling. I've been watching your show since November. I'm addicted to it now. You've been kind of like a therapist for me because I've been a Jets fan for about 30 years, and these last couple of years, man, they've been rough. And man, this year, man, it's been horrible. So,
well, welcome aboard. First off, Sean, I'm glad you called in. You're going to get in our raffle for 2 for being a first-time caller. So thank you for that. But man, I wish I could tell you like there's hope or there's some things we could point to. I mean, the only thing I could come up with is like positive reasons is as bad as it is, it's 5 games, which means Aaron Glenn has 12 more games to hopefully get this team on track to make us feel better. But I can't lie. I am very alarmed by what we have seen so far. It is unacceptable.
Yeah, especially with the defense. That's been our strongest unit the last couple of years. And man, they look lost out there. They can't tackle for shit. And but I don't know. You keep me going, man. You and the Asmaniacs. I mean, I'm glad that we can suffer together.
That's kind of what the channel's become, sadly, a place we all just commiserate. One year I would just love to know what it would be like to like getting ready to do streams before like a playoff game, a wild card game, just like once, you know? Unbelievable.
I was hoping that we can be one of these teams that nobody saw coming and sneak into the playoffs this year, but don't look like that's going to happen unless we want to make history and be the first 0-5 team to make the playoffs. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Where are you based in the New York area?
No, I'm actually I live in Illinois. I'm about 40 minutes from St. Louis. I just we don't have a team around here, so I had to pick one, and so I picked the Jets about 30 years ago. So,
why was that your selection?
There's a couple of things. What started it was, my first sleepover. I was 9 years old, and all night we were playing Madden '96, and everybody was playing with the Jets. And for some reason, they were like one of the highest rated teams on that Madden game. And I don't know how, because they were like actually the worst team. That was like the Kotite years, But yeah,
dumb choice, man. I appreciate your support. I wish you picked a different team though, just for your own mental health.
Yeah. They make me drink a lot, that's for sure.
Sean, appreciate it, my man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, take care.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're shit.
Appreciate you, Sean. Hang in there. More of your calls. Craig in New York City. Hello, Craig.
Mate, I'm at the greatest venue in Midtown, which is the Rum House. It's at the bottom of the Hotel Edison. If anyone's swinging by, you got to let me know. You got no idea. I've set a new record in this trip for the number of people who've asked me, why did you pick the Jets? What is that about? I think me and Nate are one of the few people who wear our Jet stuff in the city, and people can't help themselves. They've just got to ask you. So I've obviously got to ask you, if anyone hasn't already, are you okay? I'm doing a health check on you right now.
Am I okay?
Yes. Are you okay? Will you be okay? We need to know this.
Yes, I think I'll be okay. Unfortunately, okay. I'm just kind of used to this, but like, it's just, I still take it hard when they lose these games, but like, sadly, it gets easier the more they lose. As sad as that is, like the more they lose, we reach this part of the year where it's like, it's clear they're just god awful. And then it's just like the apathy starts to set in. Like, why am I having an aneurysm every week if they suck? You know, it's like, we're not there yet. I'm still angry. I want to see improvement, but I never thought we'd be discussing this with a first-year coach. Like, this is usually Jets first-year coaches actually do decent, all things considered. Even Gase, after a 1-7 start, he went 7-9. He finished 7-9. They had a 62 second half. It's unbelievable. Nate. Hold on, Nate. Technology's bad. It's like very choppy audio-wise.
This was completely random. This guy has just rocked up.
Fellas, we can't hear you guys. I think something was wrong with like the connection there whenever Nate got near you, because that's the effect Nate has on people. He just destroys things. Craig, good call though, man. I'm sorry that you had to take your family to their first Jets game coming from Australia to watch that. Can't make it up. Burkinator says, what happened to that sleepover that tormented Sean so bad to pick the Jets as his team? I was born into it. You chose a life of misery. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Poor Sean. Poor Sean. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, more calls. We just took a caller who's from Australia. How about a caller who's down in Mexico? Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Jake. Do you hear me?
We got you.
All right. Well, it sucks, man. I canceled all the plans for Sunday. I didn't went to a family party because I want to see the Jets. I thought we have a clear chance to winning because the defense of Dallas sucks. But we're the worst team in the league, and I cannot believe it. I am really devastated for this stuff. The lack of effort for the players. I mean, they're getting paid. Why they do not do something to freaking be in the game, man? Mookie seems clueless. He doesn't have a fucking idea of which positions do we have to cover. The reduction of penalties is not it. Every year, every game, we are making the same mistakes over and over. So we bet about coaching. We bet to believe in AJ coaching, but it seems like he doesn't have it, and he is way over his head. In the conference that we saw yesterday, he doesn't talk anything. He's just, and we have to fix that, and we have to make something, and we have. But when they actually fuck, are we going to see results? God damn. So I'm sorry, but I won't spend more time on Sundays to watch this freaking team. Probably on London, I will wake up early and watch the game. But man, this is really discouraging to all of us. And I want to thank you, Jake, because you are the safe place to every one of us to gather and share our thoughts and frustrations. But we need to do something. I don't know if firing Wilkes is the answer or bringing someone else. But we have to do something, and nothing, man. Just love to everyone, as many who stand together, and I don't have anything else to say, man. I am just really broken heart.
Hang in there, Daniel. Hang in there, man. It's brutal, but we don't look. I can't tell you that it's going to get better. What I can tell you is, well, we don't have any wins this season. We might have a couple more ones. You know, we got to find the positives. We can't actually win a football game. We're asking Aaron Glenn and company for too much, apparently, right? Oh, Jake, what did you expect? I love those people. What did you expect? Right. You thought the Jets going into the season would be the only team in the league that has not won a game 5 games in. That's what you thought. This team was 2-1 a year ago, mind you. What did you expect? The moving of the goalpost is hilarious. I don't know. Ask the head coach what he expected.
We're here to win now, and we're looking forward to it. So any questions?
And then when it became clear, oh, we're not actually going to win now because I didn't realize how hard this thing is. I didn't realize how bad Michael Clemens was or Xavier Gibson was, even though I kept him on the team or I re-signed Tony Adams. Then it became, well, you know, big ships take a while to move. Something about Legos. Something about we're not the same old Jets. And Aaron Glenn is just joining a very similar line of coaches that we've already experienced. We know how this ends. We know how this goes.
Could always beat the narrative of same old Jets, but it's not.
But I know this, they're not the same old Jets.
Everyone wants things now. It's the instant coffee age. But at the same time, we're grinding.
Here's what I do know. I know this is an instant coffee league. I know from the media to the fans, everybody expects this, you know, when you just start, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl. But we've all played Legos before.
We'll watch the tape.
Watch the tape.
I mean, Glenn, no one talked about the Super Bowl. I mean, I had you at 6 wins. It was 7 before the AVT injury. Your win total in Vegas was 6.5. Some fans thought 9 or 10. Some analysts did, right? Will Parkinson had 9 wins. Joe Caparoso had 8. I think Robbie Sabo had 9 or 8. For the first team to start 0-5 with a 0 takeaways. Like, it's crazy to me. It's just brutal. Brutal. How else do you describe it? You look at this season so far, right? 5 weeks in, the Jets have played 1 complete game. They've been blown off the field in 2 of them, dominated in 3 of the 4 quarters of the other 2. They have 6 sacks the entire season. They have 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. But I got to listen to people tell me, oh, how dare you be critical? What did you expect? Shut up. They quit on their coach yesterday. I didn't expect that 5 games in. I didn't expect in game 2 against a divisional opponent to lie down and die like they did against Buffalo. Miami didn't do that, and they suck. New England just went into Buffalo and won. First-year coach with that program. Oh, almost like hiring someone with experience is a good idea. Gee, I know. Who said that would have been a smart strategy for the Jets to deploy?
And I'll tell you right now, if you bring in a first-time coordinator, you can write it down. He'll be walking out the door again in 3 years.
Couldn't agree more. This job, no matter who they hire, is not a job for first-timers. You have to bring in someone that has already been successful.
Here we are. Look, the only good thing I could say about Glenn is that he still has a lot of time this year to figure it out. He does. As bad as this is, look how many games are left. It's hard to believe. Win games, man. Win games. That's all we're asking for. Aaron Glenn, Woody Johnson, Jaime Elhai, Darren Muji, Rick Spielman, whoever. Win games. I'm not asking you to be in the Super Bowl this year. We just wanted to see progress, improvement. We wanted to feel like this team was actually being coached, headed in the right direction. Man, if only we got to watch the Wednesday through Friday practices, because that is quite the dynasty they have going on at One Jets Drive. It's sickening, man. I'm sick. I'm disgusted with it. I really am. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right back to your calls. We have another controversy on the show to get into as well. But I'd be remiss if we didn't immediately shout out Frank P. for supporting the channel. A 20 spot of channel memberships. Let's go, Frank.
Do they ever force a damn turnover?
They do not. But guess what? Frank just gave people 20 memberships.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
Oh, let's go. It's raining memberships. Grab your Gustbuster umbrella. Brandon Neiman, Flex Plexico, John Hepburn, Cranky Yankee, Wojo Jet Fan, Daniel Valentine, Miguel Valentine, Johnny Zappoli, Aaron Glenn, please win a game challenge, George Kinkaki, Ocho Nueve, Alan Sucks, SoCal Jet Fan, for the love of God, please win a football game, New York Jets, Evan J. Williams, Harris Bornstein, Thomas Schwartzen, Joe Benigno loves Bad Bunny, Anthony G, Kyle Roeder, JC, Josh Ellis, Ripple, Boba Jet, all receiving a channel membership courtesy of the great Frank P. Let's go. It's just, hold on. There we go. Hit the button twice. All right. Let's get to the latest controversy that we have. All right. It is so bad for the Jets right now that some of their biggest fans are boycotting the team. This was sent to me earlier, and it needs to be addressed right away.
My fellow New York Jets fans, it is about time I come and tell you, consider the fact that the New York Jets continue to give us the same abominable product year in and year out. I'm officially boycotting this fucking franchise.
I have chosen to adopt the Indianapolis Colts as my team this year because they're playing very good football. They're listening to their coach. They're not making stupid decisions.
There are certain fans of mine that are call me a traitor, but guess what? I don't care. I'm a grown-ass man. For anyone, including my friend Jake Asman, tough titties. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.
You better explain yourself, Charles.
I don't need to.
How could you boycott the Jets? You're a Jet fan. It doesn't matter.
They don't deserve our love. They don't deserve our money. They don't deserve our support. And they sure as hell don't deserve our loyalty.
So you're going to root for a different team?
Just for this year, maybe.
Why don't you root for your team to turn it around? It's 5 games in. Why don't you root for your team to not suck?
It's not about the losing. It's about the same crap, same inaccountability, same levels of irresponsibility. We keep getting the same results.
Well, how about, Charles, until the year is done, right? The Jets are like 0-10, mathematically eliminated, whatever. How about you root for Aaron Glenn to hopefully turn it around?
I do, but I'm not going to.
It says, let's go Daniel Jones underneath your name there.
I know, because I want him to succeed this year.
But it should say, let's go Aaron Glenn. And you should say, I want him to succeed this year. He's the coach.
Did you even watch my video, or did you allow Gator, or did you let Gator show it to you?
I watched the whole video.
I do want
you
this
said
team
tough titties to me.
That's the only thing you could remember?
I mean, that was a very important part of the video, no?
It's not the most important part of the video. I did say I want this team to be successful.
Doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it? Well, too bad.
You can't be a Colts fan and also be a Jet fan.
You're acting like I'm going to be a Colts fan for the rest of my life now.
You're either a Jet fan or you're not. You don't get to jump off the Jet fandom to then come back.
I never said I will stop being a Jet fan. That is not true. Boycotting the organization. They don't deserve our money.
Okay, so don't spend money, but that means you're not going to root for their success?
In spirit, yes. In person, no, because deep in my heart...
When was the last time you went to a Jet game anyway?
October 3rd, 2021 versus the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, so you have not been to a Jet game in, let's see,
and I won't go to a Jet game until legitimate changes are actually made.
Okay, but it's not like you said they're not going to get your money. You haven't been to a game in 4 years anyway. They were never getting your money.
I've been buying jerseys. That's also them getting my money.
Okay, so don't spend any more money anymore, but you can't drop the Jets as your team. Ref fan says, biggest betrayal of the decade. This actually hurts just as much as the Jets losing yesterday, Charles, to lose you.
I could care less what people think of me at this point.
Well, 42,000 subscribers of mine are Gorman fans, and they're very sad to see this. It's a big deal.
They'll get over it. My father has been saying the same shit. They don't deserve our love. They don't deserve our support.
I say it every show, but they still get our love. Just because we're mad at them doesn't mean we don't care. You're not going to see me wearing Colts gear.
I don't have Colts gear, unlike your AI friends.
No, this was you earlier, apparently, in your living room wearing a Daniel Jones jersey.
I don't have a Daniel Jones. That's AI shit.
I don't know, Charles. Very disappointed in you.
Too bad. Have a nice day.
Hey, before you go, can I play you a message? Oh, he's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, a message from the Beast.
Charles Gorman, how dare you sell us out? After how you treat all of us now and say now you're going to adopt a team called the Colts. I tried to give you, some side dishes to go on with your meals. You turned that down completely. You sold me out. And you sold out the Asmaniacs after they helped you with $800. Shame on you, man. You got a lot of explaining to do to Jake Asman and to everybody. But you think it's funny you could sit there and laugh about that? You need a good foot in the ass. Maybe that'll wake you up a little harder. You don't think this fan base has gone through some pretty hard times? We have. Well, if that's what you want to do, you go right ahead. The door's that way and never come back. Think about it.
Beastbreaker with some salient points there. Well said, Beast. Well said. More of your calls right now. Say hi to Paul, who's next. Hey, Paul.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, Paul?
A little disappointed in Charles at the moment. You know, Charles, we all get upset about the Jets, but I look down every single football team. I can't leave because it don't feel right. That's when you know you're a Jet fan. No matter how much we suffer, no matter how many times it goes on, no matter how much I can't stand that I'm a Jet fan in this franchise, you can't up and leave, dude. It's against the rules. You're not true to being a fan unless you suffer as we do. That being said, I think the team's given up a lot faster now because they're sick of it too. They've had nothing, a lot of the players that have been here for years now, you don't think they're sick of losing? You don't think they're sick of new coaches, new styles, new people that think they can fix shit and can't? And it's just, I'm just glad I kept my expectations very low this year. And I ranted, I think it was week 2. I'm sure you remember, but guess what? That's because that was the end for me. I'm like, team's not going to do shit this year. I was, had a spark of hope as always, but you just can't with this organization. They are a cluster F. They always will be because we all knew it. And when people say that you changed your mind about Aaron Glenn, no, you didn't. I definitely specifically remember as well us having the same conversation that you need to have a coach that has coached and been successful because first-time coaches don't work. Very rare do they work, especially not in this market. I'm going to still always log on. I'm still going to listen to you. I just never get to catch you at the right time. I still love you, love the show, and love all our fans and Asmaniacs. But that being said, it's same old Jets, brother.
Yeah. Look, Paul, appreciate it. It's actually worse because literally they've never been this level of bad. 0-5 record, 0 takeaways. Never happened in the history of the NFL. Aaron Glenn is the first Jets coach to start his Jet coaching career 0-5. Kotite never did that. Gase never did that. And Gase, by the way, not that I ever want to defend Adam Gase, who never should have been hired in the first place. He had at least a legit excuse for the awful start at the beginning of 2019. Sam Darnold played the first game with mono and then didn't play until he came back against Dallas. So Gase was losing games with his third-string quarterback because Trevor Siemian got hurt in the Monday night game against the Browns that year. So Luke Falk played that game. He played the Eagle game. He played the Patriot game. And then there might have been another game in there somewhere. But then Darnold returned. And Gase actually finished 7-9 in his first year. And if you go by winning percentage, that was actually Adam Gase's and Joe Douglas's best year. Like Adam Gase, 7-9, has a higher winning percentage than any other season Joe Douglas was the GM. Douglas oversaw 7-10s after that. He saw 4-13 with Saleh, obviously 2-14 year 2 of Gase. He got fired last year, so never got to see through the 5 wins. It's unbelievable, man. Tom A says, when you lose Charles, you lose the nation. D-Rob says, wait, are you saying Glenn's worse than Kotite? No. But what I am saying is, at least to start a coaching career, Glenn is off to the worst start. I don't think he's going to be worse than Rich Kotite. God help us if he is. Kotite won 4 games over 2 years. 4. But people that were around for the Kotite days, Benigno, who was just on with us, any of the older Jet fans, my dad texting me this. They say yesterday's performance, that's what it was like under Kotite. Samini, who's covered 600,000 Jet games, called yesterday's game Kotitian. Can we just cover now the last 4 days for the Jets, right? Friday, lawsuit alleging the team president is involved in some sort of sexual misconduct. Jets are countersuing. Saturday, The last beloved quarterback this franchise had that won anything, we think is critically injured. Now it turns out he is injured. He's alive, but oh yeah, he's arrested and is now facing potential jail time because there's felony charges against him. There's Mark Sanchez, who's one of my favorite players of all time. Yesterday, they no-show against a Cowboys team, missing 4/5 of its offensive line and missing 2 of its 3 best receivers, including their all-pro receiver in CeeDee Lamb. And then today, Charles Gorman quit the Jets and is now a Colts fan. I mean, you can't make it up. Last 4 days for your Jets. Trig Tech in the raffle for 2. Reminder, we are giving away a Garrett Wilson jersey at the end of the show. Just waiting for Woody to sell the team to the Saudis at this point. I mean, could the ownership be any worse? Michael says it's getting tougher watching the other games where actual competence is shown. Pats and Bills last night. New England was worse than the Jets last year. Drake May was their quarterback last year. Coaching. Gerard Mayo got fired. He was one and done. He was a legendary Patriot. If Aaron Glenn wins 2 games, people are going to be saying fire him. I don't know if Woody will do it, but that's going to be the conversation. That's scary. Scary we're here. That's how bad they've looked. It's not like they're losing because Justin Fields is just horrific. He's Zach Wilson bad. Their defense was supposed to be a strength. 8 of its 11 starters back. They can't stop a nosebleed. To quote Bart Scott. Bad. Burkinator checking in. You don't have to invest in the Jets, but you don't go root for another team. Bandwagon. Charles, you break my heart. You were my hero. Tough to argue with that. Big Country says, never thought Charles was a bandwagon jumper. Boomtown says, I see next year's Fall from Grace Azzy Award all but locked up. I mean, this is a big deal, folks. For those who are new to my show, we do a thing every March. This past year, we debuted it. It was a huge success as Maniac Madness, where we ranked 64 of our callers in a March Madness themed bracket, seeded them 1 through 16. Charles Gorman was the number 1 overall seed going into that tournament. He was many people's picks, myself included, to win the whole thing. He got beat in the Sweet 16 by a big fella. A lot of controversy involved. He was catfished in the middle of his matchup on April Fool's Day. Sounds insane to try and explain, but that's what happened. And man, Charles, dropping off the Jet bandwagon on the biggest Jet platform here. What are we doing? Sad. Peter in the raffle for 2. He says, but there are cluster F. I'm here in Cincinnati, and I enjoy them as my second team, but I would never give up on the Jets. I can't if I wanted to. It just doesn't work. Yeah, like, I have no problem with, like, you don't hate a different team for whatever reason, but, like, if the Bengals won, that's not going to bring a warm and fuzzy feeling for you if you're a real diehard Jet fan. I only like my team, and I don't like any other team. There's teams I tolerate. I tolerate the Steelers because I want to see Rodgers do well. I have no ill will towards him. But I don't want to see anyone else win besides the Jets. I despise the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. Spencer says, hey, Charles, you're a coward. I will buy you a train ticket away from us. Don't ever bring your sorry ass back. Wow. Cuddy says, Jets been pitiful, but I like Fields for some reason. I don't think he's been their biggest problem, but he's not their answer either. Look, the numbers for Fields in garbage time speak for itself, right? This is from Brian Costello's article today in the New York Post. The last 4 weeks, the Jets have averaged 6.25 points and 170 total yards in the first 3 quarters. Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor have averaged 90.1 passing yards in the first 3 quarters and have thrown no touchdown passes. The Jets have not scored a first-half touchdown since week 1 against the Steelers. That's also on the quarterback. I think the Jet offense has actually been given somewhat of a pass from a lot of us because of how horrific the defense has been. But look at those stats. Look at this. Man, it's bad. Since week 1, the Jets have not scored an offensive touchdown until they've fallen behind by 2 touchdowns. They were losing 30-3 before they scored their first touchdown in the 4th quarter against Buffalo. They were losing 23-6 before they scored their first offensive touchdown in the fourth quarter against Tampa. They were losing 17-3 before they scored their first offensive touchdown against Miami in the third quarter. They were losing 30-6 yesterday before they scored their first offensive touchdown versus Dallas in the fourth quarter. Pitiful. Not to mention the defense. Even worse. The Bat Fella checking in. Big time super chat. A 10 spot. Jake, this Charles news has me extremely upset. You can't switch teams. He was accused of being a Pats fan and denied it vehemently. Now a Colts fan. I say no. This will not stand. The criminality is overwhelming. My retirement is officially over. I'll tell you, big fella, you got to talk some sense into Gorman, or you got to send him back to Arkham. Isn't that the prison in Batman? Did I get my comic book info correct? Brutal. For those who missed it, Charles Gorman is now a Colts fan, apparently. He called in to defend himself. It did not go well. Very sad. Daz checking in. The fact that I watched the game on Sunday, that isn't even the worst thing to happen to me this week, is shocking. How could you do this to us, Charles? How could you look at yourself in the mirror? It's a big blow for the community. There's no doubt. I don't think Charles realized what he was getting himself into here, Daz. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to more of your calls. Nate on the bike. We heard from Nate with Craig, and that was a random encounter, apparently. Hello, Nate.
That was a very random. I mean, I've seen Craig plenty, but I was getting coffee literally around the corner. We're at our local coffee shop. And I was like, Rum House? So I figured I'd do another hit and run, so to speak. Yeah, it's FCG. I'm tagging that everywhere. It's F. Charles Gorman from now on. Like, he doesn't even deserve the airtime. But on that same note, right, Jacob, we've never had a worse 15-year history in our 50-plus year history, right? A 60-plus year history. There's never been a worse 15-year stretch.
Yeah, because the despair in the 70s was not as long as this. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there was always a little era to rescue. And not that we won Super Bowl, but it's like we're all Jets fans, not because of Super Bowl III. You know, like only some AARP members in the chat even saw Super Bowl III. Most of us are Jets fans because of like just winning memories we had, either regular, probably not postseason, some regular season, but it's like these last 15 years, they're going to cost a whole generation of fans. Like it's even me, I didn't even get mad yesterday. I've lost all emotions. I'm just like, I was saying to people in our section, it's almost like the Jets are like, you know how certain actors get typecasted as just like the villain, and then they just can't get a role. It's just like the NFL just made us kind of the joke of, you know, of the NFL, and that's what we are. We'll always be like, you know, close but no cigar. I mean, not even close, but like I said, we're just like the punchline of the league. Which
we're the Washington Wizards. We're the or the Washington Generals, excuse me. The Wizards.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have told you that Mark Sanchez would have done something over the weekend to make the butt fumble the second most memorable and embarrassing thing in his career, you would have taken $1 million the other way. Like the fact that he's now more memorable for stabbing someone and getting arrested, and butt fumbles number 2 just is so jet-like. But yeah, just like Charles Gorman's obviously totally wrong, and this is also the reason why Charles Gorman is single. This is proof that he will not be loyal to the wife he will never have. He can't even stick with one team. Like it's not going to happen with him. But yeah, to that point, I just think that they're going to lose. Like none of Connor Long's friends are Jets fans. You know, they're all going to be Chiefs fans, and for good reason.
But we're starting to see that, right? Like to your point, we're starting to see it because if you go to a Jets game, and I know you're a season ticket holder and you're at all the home games, like,
not anymore. I'm out. Gone.
Well, they play the Steelers. It's half Steelers fans. Bills, half Bills fans. They play the Cowboys. It's half Cowboys fans. Like it only gets worse because
half Cowboys. That was 70-30. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, an entire generation is growing up, and the Jets have been a joke. Like, dude, the Jets were the last time the Jets were in the playoffs. I was a sophomore in high school. Like, it's insane, dude. It is insane.
I remember. My dad jokes with me. He took me to that game, and he jokes with me on the way back. He said, "You know, I only took you to this game just because I don't know if the Jets will ever have like a home playoff game, or I don't know when they'll be in the playoffs again." He said, and he trolled me. 15 years later, I still remember that car ride back, listening to Steve Summers, like calling in, and now that I'm 32 years old, and we have nothing to show for it. It sucks. It's embarrassing. But on that note, Jake, like we're all really sad, and this sucks, right? But I challenge you for a couple of weeks, or just the rest of this week, right? not to call out Aaron Glenn's job. Like just erase that narrative, right? And I'm not saying it might not happen or he's, he might be coach. I'm not saying he's coach, but we don't know how bad he is yet, and that's why I don't think we know how good he is. But I just feel like this narrative of him being fired already, and this is why I didn't want a first time head coach is somewhat not fair to the guy. So I think we have more room to break down what's actually going on in the game, and like you said, try to get behind. Like, don't be Charles Gorman. Try to get behind him, and don't jump ship yet. Like on the Aaron Glenn.
But I don't, Nate. I don't think I have though. I've said, but like I can't. But like, would you disagree that the only thing I could say that's positive about Glenn is that he has still 12 more games in his first year? Like, it's been that bad, dude.
Yeah, but all right, Jake, that's cliche. You can say other things that.
What? Like what can I say, Nate? There's nothing I can say. I can't lie. These are my honest opinions.
All right, but that's not a positive thing. The fact he's 0-5 and it's 12. Then you're just you're seeing nothing.
Though. That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, but all right, fine. I agree with you, right? Because everything is based on coaching. We all decided that last year with Salah, right? So all right, let me draw this analogy. You're a single man in New York that goes on tons of dates with women, right? Say you get set up with one of your hot friends sends you up. Oh, I got this girl, Jake. She's gonna love you, right? Then you get on the date. And she's a psycho, and she's talking about her cats and her ex from middle school, and you're like, yo, I want out. Like, you don't even want to finish dinner. But guess what you're going to do, Jake? You're going to finish dinner so that you don't look like the psycho, and then she's not telling all her other friends, and you don't lose the chance on, like, 10 other dates. We can't talk about firing a coach when we just fired a coach week 5 last year. Like, who do you think is going to interview for our job? If we just fired a coach and then fired him, and we're not the Patriots. We don't have a young quarterback. We have nothing. We are, like I said earlier, we are the punchline. So I just think that it's kind of like, yo, you already signed up to go on the date, Jake. You're here. You're gonna finish dinner, and you're paying for it. Like that's what we're in for. And you're hoping at the end of the night you get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we are with Aaron Glenn. It sucks because right now it looks like she's the psycho woman. And why did my friend set me up with her? But fuck, like but we can't leave now because we have no other options.
Correct, but I'm not saying he should be fired now. What I'm saying is he's got to show us something, man. We got to see some improvement. What I'm saying
I'm with you.
If they finish with 2 wins, Nate, I don't want him back next year. I'm not
right, but all right, but let me hear this. Let me hear this from you because I keep hearing that from you. I keep hearing if they finish with 2 wins. Let me hear if they finish with 7 and finish 5 out of 7. I'll be really excited because I don't ever hear that from you. Like it's already set in stone that they're going to have 2.
That's self-explanatory. I've been saying I want them to win games. If they win 5 of 7 and finish with 7 wins, I would be very encouraged about their ability to get through this year, make whatever corrections at that point they clearly had to have made. And yeah, I would love that. And I don't need to say that, Nate. That's self-explanatory. I'm screaming I want them to win games. Someone on Twitter was like, oh, what do you want Aaron Glenn to say? I don't want him to say anything. I just want him to win games. He said enough. Everything he has said.
What do you want him to get fined? What do you want him not show up to press conferences and get fined? He has to say something. No. He has to do daily press conferences.
There's a difference. He should do the press conferences. He has to do them. What I would like him to do, though, is not say you're not the same old Jets. There's ways to word it where you don't put yourself in a spot where it just flat out not true. But beyond what he says, because at the end of the day, what he says is whatever. Belichick was an asshole to the media. No one cared because he won. Now he's the worst because he didn't win. You got to win games, man. That's all I'm talking about, Nate. Win games. If they finish with 7 wins, I would be very encouraged considering they're 0-5 right now. So I'm bad at math. Someone tell me what their record would be if they go from 0-5 to finishing 7-10.
Right, that would be great. I'm just saying, press conferences, nothing what he says matters. Like nothing what he's as you said earlier, we all got excited because of words he said. So we shouldn't get excited because of words he's saying in a press conference, but we shouldn't be out because of what he's saying in a press conference. You know what I'm saying? None of it matters.
I'm not out. I am critical because you, as a season ticket holder who has to watch this thing, has seen 3 home games and 2 of which have been non-competitive. I am out, or I am I'm not out. I'm discouraged because he vowed to correct a lot of the same issues. And here's the thing. I don't think Salah was a great head coach. His defense was never this bad. This is historic.
Oh, absolutely. No, this is embarrassing. To be a Jets fan, we usually hang our hat on defense. So to not have a defense sucks. It absolutely sucks. But also, at the same time, like I'm looking at it, like if Zach Wilson had this defense, we would not be excited for beating the Eagles and being, what would be 3-2 because we beat them 15-12 in week 5. And, we can make the playoffs with Zach. We got a good team. If we had this defense, Zach would be 0-5 every single year. So it's like, I'm taking it with a grain of salt because we are, how many points are we averaging a game? Like, and again, field stats are in garbage time, but we have an O-line. I know I'm trying to grab the smallest positives I can. But it's like,
Well, Nate,
we
so
have,
stop telling me. So that's a you problem, dude. Don't tell me I got to be positive here. I don't. I got to give you my opinion.
I'm not saying you got to be positive.
You could
I'm
agree
just
or
saying,
disagree. No, you're saying I don't hear you say if they win 5 of 7.
no, I'm just saying there's a narrative. There's a narrative on your show of if Glenn this, then fired. If Glenn this, then fired. All I hear in your show is if
It's
Glenn
not
this,
a
then
narrative.
fired.
It's not
If
a
Glenn this,
narrative.
then fired.
It's Nate. It's my opinion. If this team wins 2 games, I don't think Aaron Glenn should get the opportunity to get another year. That's my point to you. I think they're going to win more than 2 games. But you have people I respect comparing this to the Kotite era. They
you
won
don't even
3
think
games
it's gonna
over 2
happen.
years. What?
So you don't think it's going to happen that they're going to win 2 games?
I think they're going to win more than 2 games.
So we're on the same page. I'm just saying I feel this
So stop yelling at me for giving my opinion on a talk show, Nate. It's not my job to be positive. Oh, I didn't hear you say that. If Glenn wins 7 games, you'd be ecstatic. It goes without saying, man. I want this team to win. How many times do I say win games? All summer when people were excited about Glenn's comments. I'm like, this sounds great. Win games. I've been so consistent with this. Like, how could anyone be upset with me giving an opinion? When the Jets lose, it not only hurts because I'm a diehard fan my entire life, this channel does worse. Views down. All of it. Less subscribers, less sponsorship money, all of it down. I want them to win. But Nate, if you want me to say on the record, yeah, if they finish 7-10 after starting 0-5, I would say, great job, Aaron Glenn. Here you go. I'll say, great job, Aaron Glenn. But it's not on me to be positive. You're like, I don't hear you accentuating any of the positives. You just admitted to in your comments there that you were grasping at straws for things. I don't want to grasp at straws for anything. I just want to see results. I want to see winning football. This head coach said they're here to win now. Now he's moving the goalposts. It's BS. Don't fall for it. All the Jet fans who bought into the brash bravado, like Glenn's Rex. Rex won. He started 3-0. He beat Belichick in his 2nd game. Will McDonald has this great bull rush move on Armand Membu in a training camp practice. Connor Hughes asked Aaron Glenn, hey, like what was that all about? Coaching. It's coaching. Come on. You can't rip the previous administration, the penalties, how undisciplined they are, him saying that they're going to clean it all up. The Jets, and Nate, I know you're a diehard fan. I love your fandom. But the Jets don't deserve the benefit of the doubt because of how god-awful they've been. So we need to see some progress. The bar was low. The bar was low. And it's never been, literally in franchise history, never been this bad with a first-year coach. So I'm concerned. Do I think they're going to finish with 2 wins? I'd like to think no. I'd like to think that at some point, this team that still does have more talent than whatever the people trying to rewrite the narrative on this roster think can beat Carolina at home, can beat Cincinnati without Burrow, can maybe beat Cleveland at home, can maybe beat Atlanta or Miami, one of those 2 at home. Can maybe win in New Orleans, maybe beat Buffalo when they're playing for nothing. I think they can win some games here. So if you want me to be positive, once again, I go back to my opening statement. The only positive thing I could say is that Aaron Glenn has 12 more games in his first year to try and snap out of this and win some games. Like, what else am I supposed to be positive about? Their offense in garbage time that averages 6 points and 170 yards through 5 weeks, the first 3 quarters. Their defense that is allowing 30 plus a game and doesn't have a turnover, becoming the first team to ever do that. Amazing. Paul says we didn't even ask for wins. We asked to be competitive. I know. Glenn's 2nd ever game, they no-showed against Buffalo. You just watched the Patriots go in there and win last night, and they're building. Miami almost beat them too. The Jets at home were never in the game. And why? Oh, well, they keep Michael Clemens on this team. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji made that decision. Oh, Xavier Gibson made this team. Why? We as fans knew that he didn't belong on the team. Cost him week 1. HHSND. Only 2 NFL head coaches have started their head coaching career 0-5 and went on to win a Super Bowl. Tony Dungy and Joe Gibbs. Yeah. I get it. It's not good. Jack says, starting to get so like Salah was actually getting a lot of juice out of a bad team. I mean, look, this Salah's first year, they won 4 games. That team is worse than this. Way worse. All right. Zach Wilson. Look at that offensive line. Look at the receivers. Didn't have Garrett Wilson yet. Didn't have Breece Hall yet on that team. Brutal. Shouldn't be this bad. Like what? Our expectations were low. I'm not yelling anymore. I'm done. I talked about the team for 3 hours earlier. We're 90 minutes in. I'm done. Between this and the Yankees, I cannot do this right now. Big fella says, how much of this is on Aaron Glenn, or were the players overrated and don't fit the scheme? Probably a combo, but I'm giving AG more time. He deserves more time. What I'm simply saying is we are off to a horrible start. And I can't give you positives that I don't believe in. The positives is there's still time for him to turn it around. That's all I got for you. They've taken steps back in these games, folks. Their best performance was week 1. Once again, since week 1, folks, the Jets have played 2 games where they were blown off the field. And the other 2, they were dominated in 3 of the 4 quarters, right? Miami and Tampa. Blown off the field yesterday, blown off the field against Buffalo. Week 1, they played well. They lost, they played well. You know, if Xavier Gibson wasn't on this team, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, they probably win that game. I'm not celebrating a moral victory, though, because I knew Buffalo was in week 2, and all of a sudden you're staring at 0-2 in the face if you don't show up. They didn't show up. It's tough, man. It really is. HHSND says, no head coach has ever started 0-6 and won a Super Bowl. I don't even want to think about the Super Bowl with Aaron Glenn. How about a winning season, man? They haven't won more than 7 games since Todd Bowles' first year in 2015. Peter Storr says, don't apologize, Jake. You're talking to a 50-year-old Jet fan here. My memory takes me as far back as the sack exchange. I actually watch you more knowing that we're on the same page with this debacle. Yeah, I mean, I'm not excusing crap football just because, what'd you expect? Don't move the goalpost. We didn't think it'd be this bad. I think it's a very concerning sign that Glenn ripped into the team after the Dolphins debacle, and then that's how they follow that one up. Breece fumbles. Horrible. Can't happen. Can the defense pick him up? You know that's allowed. You don't have to immediately allow Dak to go right down the field. Hey, offense, after that happens, you know you're allowed to actually have a long, sustained drive and get points before the half. Oh, no, 3 and out, right back to the defense. Hey, defense, you know you're allowed to actually tackle. Not yelling. I'm done. AbLab Studios. Shout out to you, AbLab. He's a channel member. We're putting AbLab in our raffle for 1. He entered himself. AbLab, we're giving away a Garrett Wilson jersey at the end of the show. And we got our raffle tomorrow for 3 prizes for anyone who joins. To sign Broadway Joe, Namath helmet, signed Wayne Corbett football, and a signed Sauce jersey. Love the name AbLab Studios. Appreciate you. C says, what comes first, 1 win or 0-10? I think 1 win. For the love of God, it better be. 0-10. 0-10. What is this, 2020 again? I'm not living through the days here with this team. Eli says, Broncos coming off a big win. Maybe they overlook our garbage team. We end up sneaking out a win. Maybe it's closer because it's London. It's random. I don't know, man. You think this team is going to beat the Broncos, though? I don't, Eli. I hope they do. I really do. Bino says, outside of Garrett, there's 0 positive. I mean, yeah, obviously. I can't say enough great things about Garrett. He's a positive. But, yeah, that's about it. And the O-line outside of this pass game, I think, has been decent. Not enough, man. Outside of GW, there's 0 positives. AG's in way over his head. You see on his face, he's overwhelmed with the job. It feels that way. He has that look, that the deer in the headlight Jet coach look that we've seen how many times now? You all know that look. I know it. You know it. We all know that look. Man. More of your calls. Jetaholic, let it rip.
What's up, Jake? Man, what do we even talk about anymore? I'm not even kidding. I don't know if you saw it in Discord. I did a mock draft last night and sent it in the Discord. It's the first week of October.
I mean, there's no better time than right. Like, or also, how you know how hard it is to be alone at the top this early in the season. Like, it's hard to separate yourself from all the other bad teams this quickly. That's also part of this too. Like, when was someone could check this? I don't know off the top of my head. Like, when was the last time there was a like not a tie? You're the team all alone at the top of the draft, 5 games in. Like, it's pretty early to be that much worse than the rest of the league.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it happen like this early, but wow, like this really feels like rock bottom. I know they keep going lower and lower, and a lot of us did not have high expectations, but holy shit, like I never thought we would be the worst team in the league. Like we are that bad. And honestly, you know what? Garrett Wilson probably is our only elite player. Everybody else either isn't elite or, isn't playing up to their standard. Like nobody comes to the Jets and gets better. They get worse. Like it just seems like they can't do anything right. And I just have no hope or optimism left in me. Like so many people are like blindly defending Glenn and Muji, and I can't. I've done it too many years now, and I don't care until we actually start seeing them win some damn games. I know a lot of us feel that way. It's just
that's all we want, man. Like I believe me, there's no better story than Aaron Glenn being the guy to figure this out. But once again, the only thing positive I can point to is that he has more time to figure it out. That's it. Like I think that's a pretty good positive. I'm not saying fire the guy. He's getting the year. I said yesterday on the post game this morning, Woody Johnson, for the love of God, don't meddle, don't do anything, sit back, don't say you got to fire Wilkes. Let Aaron Glenn have the entire year and then evaluate. If they're 2-15. You can evaluate the decision then, but do not intervene. Glenn gets the entire year. He could do it however he wants to do it. You hired him. Let him figure it out. If he can't, if it's Gerard Mayo bad and you got to make a decision, we could talk about that then. I don't know how many times I could say that, but I'm also not going to sit here and blindly defend the Jets when they don't deserve it. They've been historically bad.
Exactly. Me either. Like, my cousin is a Steelers fan, and he's like, I don't weirdly blindly defending the Jets with Glenn. I'm like, dude, we've been the worst run franchise in the last 15 years. Like, they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. They just don't. Like, I don't know. And it would suck to see Glenn go after 1 year, but this is why we've all been saying we wanted a coach with experience, because this job is too hard. Like it eats you alive. I mean, maybe he can turn it around, but I don't see any signs pointing to it right now. But God willing, hopefully he will turn us around at some point.
Good call, Jetaholic. Appreciate you. I hope, man. I do. James B is next. What's up, James?
Hey, Jake. Sorry, yeah, you just called when I took a bite.
What are you eating, James?
It's an RX bar. It's actually a protein bar. They're really good, really healthy.
Nice.
But yeah, you kind of figured after that first game, I kind of figured our secondary would be the problem. I didn't figure we'd have, I feel like, less positives than problems, though, as the season goes on. But I think Aaron Glenn was right. We are built for this shit because we've been in this for quite a while now. We're used to it. So I think we are technically built for this as Jets fans. Getting to Gorman, I'm not mad at him, but I feel bad for him because, as Jets fans, we're so bad so often that one special thing to come out of that is we celebrate every win as if it's almost a Super Bowl because our expectations are so low. So in 20 years or 30 years, when we actually have a winning record, it'll feel less sweet for them 20 years from now. So in that aspect, winning seasons, I think, are more cherished if you're following a team for a long time.
I'll tell you what, I hope it's Glenn. I hope it's Fields. It's probably not going to be Fields. Maybe it can still be Glenn. The coach that ends the playoff drought and the quarterback, whoever, that's why Tyrod Taylor is beloved in Buffalo. I mean, he ended a 17-year playoff drought. Like, whoever is a part of the Jet team that eventually, hopefully in our lifetime, makes the playoffs, they're going to go down in, like, Jet lore. Like that. We'll forget the Super Bowl. All right? Make the playoffs,
Absolutely.
and you're a historic figure in this franchise's history.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's partially why Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez, we look back with such positive vibes about, because they took us to the AFC Championship twice. I mean, people can say, well, the defense took them. Well, sure, the team, the team is a team.
Right. And the quarterback played well in the playoff games too in his first and second year. So there you go.
Correct. And I just wanted to I put 12-5 down there. The reason being, let me explain. Because although the Jets may lose every Sunday, we as people and Jets fans, we can win in our personal lives every Sunday. So as Jets fans, let's be healthy. Let's hug each other. Let's live life with love. And eventually we'll get some wins, you know? So it can't last forever, right? Like just losing all the time. I mean, I guess it could. I should probably knock on wood. But anyway, thanks for the call, Jake.
Now, James, before you go,
Yeah.
has anyone told you that you resemble one of our callers, Mad Max?
No, I don't think so.
Now, New Q might have the comment of the day. He says that you look like a combination of Genergy and Mad Max.
I'm surprised I didn't hear that earlier. I used to call all the time. I had been trying to call the last few weeks, but it's just been busy.
Mad Max has kind of really sprung onto the scene of late, though. That could be why.
Okay. Oh, well, heck. Yeah, throw up a photo if you can of some sort, and that would be awesome.
I'll do something even better for you. Enjoy.
What do you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
By the way, I think it's Mad Max, but I haven't been able to confirm it. I think he joined my Patreon, but he's under the name Max is NYJ. So Mad Max, if that is indeed you, thanks for joining the Patreon. By the way, anyone who joins my Patreon by tomorrow, you join for the year, you save 15%, and you'll get 10 raffle tickets in the weekly raffle tomorrow. I just put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to support. HH says, no NFL head coaches have started their careers 0-6 and made the playoffs as a head coach. Well, shit, that's not great. Now, it's a little misleading, though, because Dan Campbell started 0-8 with the Lions, but he was the intern coach years prior with the Dolphins, right? So if you go by that, Dan Campbell, I think, would technically be the name I'd point to. So that's what Glenn's going to clench onto for dear life because that's where he comes from. That's the PR. Just put the Lions. But that's all he could say because he can't point to anything on the field. It's just put the Lions. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you to decide where this band is calling from. The great indoors or from the great outdoors.
I don't think that the Asmaniacs are upset with Charles for giving up on the Jets for this year. I feel like they feel like this is the Titanic, and he's Billy Zane pushing Francis Fisher and Kathy Bates down to the hardwood on the way to a lifeboat. Right? Like, you got to stick with it, man. You got to see these things through. We're all here pretty much every day together commiserating over this nonsense.
Yeah, you don't get to pull out and go root for the Colts, Gorman. All right, I want Gorman to be the band of the Titanic. I want him to be playing the flute or the violin or something.
Right. So, just one thing on what Nate was saying before, and you say this quite a bit. This job is one of 32, right? In some years, we will be the third, fourth, fifth best choice. In some years, we will be the best choice. It depends on what year these jobs become available and what the aspects of those jobs happen to be. This coming year, we will have, without doing anything, $75 million in cap space. That's before we even look at Cisco and, some other guys that might go by the wayside, right? Michael Carter, some of these other players. So, and we do have a pretty full complement of picks. So, I don't think this job is without appeal. To me, the one thing that really appeals about this job is if you come in, you turn it around here, you are making your rep. Like so many others have failed. You come in like Rex did, and you go to back-to-back AFC Championship games. That's why he got the opportunity in Buffalo, right? And it's why he's gotten, he got the further consideration here. as kind of nominal as it was, right? That's basically all I had to say, Jake. Guys, hang in there. We got a 9:30 game this week. Kegs and eggs. Try and enjoy it, and then you get on with the rest of your day. I appreciate it.
Kyle, spectacular. Great call. All right. A few minutes left here. Get in on the raffle if you want a chance to win tomorrow or you want to win this jersey coming up at the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time right now to say hello to this guy.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Hi, Jake.
Hello, Bob.
I think Charles should watch his mouth because remember all the times you used to give him Venmos for everything. And he called you, what did he say? Titty, tough titty?
He said tough titty.
Oh, my God. Wake up, Charles. You know, the Jets aren't bad, but you shouldn't be saying those things.
What's up with this hair, Bob? You got the job? Is that what you're going to tell us?
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you before, but you didn't really want to hear it.
Well, you called in at the end of a 3.5-hour show. So sorry for not wanting to do another random call at the end when I said I was wrapping up the show and I did a raffle and you're flailing your arms for him about to spin the wheel.
Sorry. That was my fault. Then. So today.
Did you get the job? Can we be excited about something? Can we get our first win of the season?
Okay, let me tell you. Missy, I talked to her today. I went there at 10 o'clock. She goes, I have an opening. October's slow, but I have an opening for a making the bagels. But she didn't think I could lift 70 pounds with my back. So she said, that's not a good idea. But November, she's going to call me up because it's going to be much busier in November, she said.
Nate says that she's giving you the runaround. So you got to keep applying to other jobs.
No, I don't think so.
Long story short, no. Clancy says, Dylan says there is no job. Nate says you can't see it. She gave you the runaround. I think, Bob, what you need to do is keep applying. Don't just rely on this being your only job.
I keep on applying every day. Yeah.
All right. Well, don't bank on this being a real option.
Oh, basically. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm doing it every day in November. Indeed, I mean, every day. Checking on.
Are there other websites you could use besides Indeed? Could you go door to door like Nick Shine was doing for Charles?
Door to door, I guess so. I want to get to door to door.
Yeah, why not?
Indeed gets me all of the information I need.
Cheeseman with a good point. The moment Bobby and Gorman get jobs is when the Jets turn it around. Well, Gorman's not even a Jet fan anymore, so he doesn't count. We're all our hands are in Bobby's.
Yeah, well, I'm there. I'm busting my ass checking it. So,
all right. Well, your hair looks good for what it's worth.
Yeah, I make sure I don't wear a hat to the interview.
That's smart.
Now and it look good for that. Yeah. So, and the Yankees better wake up tomorrow night.
They got a hit. Agreed.
Yeah, they would get. They got blown.
I don't think the series is over though. I wouldn't pick them to win, obviously, but I think they could win tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully they win 2 in New York and 1 in Toronto. They
one game at a time, just like you, one job application at a time.
Definitely. No,
right.
I did 4. I'm still waiting for the pot. I might call the pot place.
Yeah, do that. All right, but don't smoke the pot.
No, they might give me free. All right. J-O-B, job.
Thank you very much there, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, up next on our show today is the one, the only Nick Shine. Hello, Nick.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm great. What a call there from Bob.
Yeah, he looks like Bobby D. He should be like part of the Jersey Shorecast with that hair blown out like that. Gator, get to work. we need a video of Bobby fist pumping. I had a comment made on my show from last night, and I don't know if anyone's heard this before, dude, but immediately I'm like, oh my God, I have to share this because it hurt. The reason the Jets constantly look good in practice is because they get to go up against other Jets.
Right.
And I said that
because
that's like heart crushing, man. That's knee buckling pain right there.
I said that after the game in Tampa when, Brandon Stevens was getting cooked for like the 3rd week in a row. And I'm like, and someone was like, well, he had such a great training camp. I'm like, yeah, because he went up against the Jets receivers who suck. That's why he looked good.
Oh man, that hurt. That hurt. When you put that into perspective, it's like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. And it's also very pathetic.
Well, think about it. Wednesday through Friday, there's not a team in the league that is better than the Jets. It's just they never win on Thursdays. Well, last year they did. I take that back. They never win on Sundays or Mondays.
Remember 2020 when there was games on like Wednesdays because too many guys got sick? We need Wednesday games, baby.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, the Jets they practice better than anyone. Now, let me ask you this though, Nick, because I did catch some of your show last night. You were very pro Glenn. You're a very positive guy, but even you were hypercritical yesterday. Have you calmed down at all after that debacle yesterday? Where are you at as a Jet fan?
It's sad, man. Like, we're not built, right? Justin Fields is not Joe Burrow. He is not a kill you from the pocket, throw it 42 times quarterback. Those are guaranteed losses. The winning formula for this team was my formula was run it 40 times. Week 1, we ran it 39. That's the closest we've been to winning, right? That was the most competitive we've been because we dominated on the ground. When you're driving down the field and the score is 10-3 and you fumble at the 1, and then they go down the other way and score and you're down 2 touchdowns, that's deflating. That's dejecting for a team. I don't care what people say or how good they want to be with the PR and the microphones in front of them. Everyone's going to get let down when something like that happens. And then you go out yesterday and you're driving again. And the first drive was good. Angstrom got us to the 1. Glenn makes a dumb decision, backing us up, accepting that penalty, which I was going nuts about in the stands. And then the second drive's really good. We overcame 1st and 20. When do we do that? And then we get to the 9 and we fumble. And then they go out and they give up another 90-yard drive. And that's going to take even the most positive player, teammate, and fan like me and just take the wind out of your sails, man. And it's going to bring you down. And when you see the team constantly do that, it's not good. We're not built to come back from 14 down with Justin Fields at quarterback. We're built to be a run-dominant team, not turn the ball over, capitalize on RPOs, play actions, bootlegs. We do not want this man in the pocket 42 times throwing the ball. It's a recipe for disaster, Jake.
Well, the defense can't get a stop, and that's why if the offense doesn't score, they're in a hole right away, down 10, because the defense, is not going to get stops.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not built to overcome turnovers. We're not built to play from behind. We're built to be in that ball control offense, finish drives, and I think it can turn because it's the thing that sucks is it's not one guy. It was Gibson, then it was Allen, now it's Brees. Like it's I said on my show, the F up baton is being passed around. Everyone's getting a chance to screw this up, and it sucks for us, the fans.
I mean, the reason why they're not built, by the way, to be able to score a lot is because their quarterback is 0-26 when opponents score 21 or more, and the defense is allowing 30 a game. Do the math; they don't have a chance.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I sent.
Are you at a point though where if they finish, we know it's bad, right? Let's say it stays this bad, and we're talking about a 2-win season. What do you do?
I have to see how that season plays out, right? I think it's too soon to tell. There's 12 games left, so I can't make that decision now. If we stop the turnovers and we stop the penalties and their improvement, and we're losing games because we're just missing out on talent, I mean, you ride with it. Angstrom looks good. Angstrom, I mean, he's got to learn to commit to the run more. Connor Hughes was tweeting that left and right at the game yesterday.
Yeah, but Connor called me out on his show today. He mentioned because I responded to him. Garrett Wilson was open on that play. Fields got to hit that throw. What was the whole point? I heard was, Ohio State connection. Garrett's going to be able to immediately unlock Justin Fields. Well, you know what? Garrett has held up his end of the bargain. He's a stud, and Justin Fields has to make that throw. That is a throw you have to make if you're an NFL starter. Have to. That's not on Angstrom. I'm blaming the quarterback for that. And I've been very pro Fields, which is surprising because I've never been a Fields guy. But like that's on Fields in that spot.
Yeah, missing that one hurt, and I'm screaming for that. As soon as he got to the line of scrimmage and there was one safety high, I'm pointing. I'm like, "You got Fields, you got Wilson one-on-one. Take the shot. Take the shot." They take the shot and they miss it. It's the story of the season. And even when things look good, they don't end up good for us.
Right. Brees has a great game yesterday, but the fumble was the start of the downfall.
That's all people remember. They'll forget that he was averaging 9 a carry at one point.
Yeah.
So
you know, it's amazing though, right? Because Justin Fields is my fantasy quarterback. I won my matchup because of his garbage time. So like that's why there's so many like Fields truthers on the internet, because they're not watching the games. They just see the box score. They're like, it's the Jets. They suck. Their defense is terrible. And Fields has all these. Like if you just look at Fields' numbers on the year, he hasn't thrown a pick. He's thrown like 7 touchdowns. He's got more rushing touchdowns. Everyone saw him make that great play on Monday Night Football, the one primetime game the Jets have had. Yet I put up the stats before. And this is not to be anti-Fields because their problems are way bigger with the defense. But like in the last 4 weeks, you take out week 1 where they played by far their best game. They've averaged 6 points and 170 total yards the first 3 quarters of the game. This is a problem. And part of the issue is the defense puts them in a hole, and then they're not built to come back that way. But like this is the issue we have.
Yeah, no, it's 100% right, man. We're not built for him to throw like that. You want him throwing it 20 to 24 times a game, play action, bootlegs, rollouts. You don't want him in the pocket trying to pick apart a defense. It's amazing that he hasn't thrown an interception yet.
Nate says that can't be a real stat. Nate, I swear to you it is. In fact, I will actually show you the screenshot from the article. It's from Brian Costello's story in the New York Post. I screenshotted it, and then I made it a little more organized for my Google Doc notes I keep on different things to help me with the show. But this is from the actual New York Post article here. This is the legitimate screenshot from Kaz's story today. I swear to you, these are real stats. Brutal. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's painful.
They have not scored a first half touchdown since week 1. That's insane. And they should have had one opening drive against Miami. They should have had one against the Cowboys yesterday, but they stalled out in the 3-yard line. I think you're right in hindsight. Glenn should not have accepted the penalty. Should have had 3rd and goal from the 1 and just QB sneak it twice, score a touchdown. You're right.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I think Engstrand, and this is the learning curve for an offensive coordinator, right? He's a first-time play caller. Don't get cute. The play action rollout on 4th down with Fields when he got hit in the head, which should have been a penalty, but I'll leave that part of it alone. Why are you rolling him out to his left when he's got to jump, twist, and turn to try to throw? Run that to his right where he can plant and then go full speed ahead and not try to twist and contort his body. Don't get cute, man. Go with what works. There's some good things here, right? And I know it's tough for people to see that, but you stop the turnovers, and you want to be a team that's playing in a 1-score game time and time again. You do not want this team down multiple scores. That's not who we be. Speaking of who we be.
Oh, can we talk about your guy Gorman, man? This is bad. This is embarrassing.
I called him, and I haven't spoken to him in a little bit, and I called him a little while ago and gave him a little bit of a tongue lashing and told him that, man, you can't be doing stuff like this. What's wrong? I don't care what people say. And I was like, Charles, move in silence. It's okay to move in silence and have your feelings, man, but do not put things like this out there because you know you are a lightning rod for criticism and critiquing. And this is going to forever be who you are now. You're getting over the New England thing, and now it's this. You know, people are going to call you a front runner. People are going to call you a turncoat. People are going to call you a whole bunch of names, and you're not built for that criticism, man.
Man, I never thought I'd see the day that we would lose Gorman, the number 1 seed in the tournament.
Yeah, you can hear him dropping down to like a 15 seed as we speak.
Sad. Very sad.
Nate, how much for Charles to sing "This Is Our Colts, This Is Our Team"? I made a joke earlier in my Discord. Like, the Colts already have a famous autistic guy. They don't need another one.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We love them. That guy's great. But I will say, I was so excited last year when the Jets were going to play them. We knew his one for the Jets sucked. That was the worst one of all of them.
Take down the one true Rodgers. I unfollowed him and I muted his name from all videos online the second he dropped that horrible, horrible song. I hear he's doing it again this year. He didn't even change up the song.
It was bad. Man. Bummer. Nick, thank you, sir.
Hey, the next jersey burn, can we do a Charles Gorman t-shirt? Can we burn that at the Carolina game, Jake?
I think we might have to now. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, listen, Jets fans, find a way to put a smile on your face, man. There's a lot of good out in the world. And if you I just offered Jake I texted my boss on Mondays. We have to text for the next weekend, or the upcoming weekend, if we're available for overtime or double time. I texted him. I'm like, I'm available for overtime Saturday, double time Sunday. Use me if you need me. I can monitor the game on the phone, man. I'm not going to miss out on money for this product right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was once upon a time one of the more optimistic Jet fans and Aaron Glenn believers, and now he'd rather work than watch the team.
That being said, 23-21 Jets. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
My fellow New York Jets fans, it is about time I come and tell you, consider the fact that the New York Jets continue to give us the same abominable product year in and year out. I'm officially boycotting this fucking franchise. I have chosen to adopt the Indianapolis Colts as my team this year because they're playing very good football. They're listening to their coach. They're not making stupid decisions. There are certain fans of mine that are calling me a traitor, but guess what? I don't care. I'm a grown-ass man. For anyone, including my friend Jake Asman, tough titties. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.
Disgrace. What a disgrace. All right. Got 2 calls left. Then it's the raffle. So if you want to win a Garrett Wilson jersey, now's the time. Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing. We say hello right here, right now, to a man that they call Purple Belt Mike.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yeah. The tough titties line is hilarious. I love that. I just want to get that clipped. Tough titties. So funny.
Gorman.
Yeah, but I'm back to the bandwagon when it comes to firing Aaron Glenn because I'm done with it.
Are you ready for the Broncos this week, PBM? That's why we had to update your emoji.
Yeah, and then next week you got to make it the Panthers and whatever because I'm full tank. Anyone wants to fight me on it? Look, I know Trevor Lawrence is not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's been to the playoffs and he won a playoff game. And we would have been better. We wouldn't be through this misery. Wouldn't have had the Rodgers implosion and Hackett and all of that would have not have happened if we got Trevor Lawrence. So I know Trevor Lawrence is not the generational greatest quarterback in the world, but he's a competent top 15-ish, top 20 quarterback, which is saying a lot for our franchise. So I want the best chance possible to get the best player possible. And even if Sellers is the guy and we don't want him, then we can get more assets to trade back. So I want to lose as many games as possible.
Isn't it too early for that?
How? We're already out.
Because it's the first-year coach. I want to see if he can figure this out, man. There's your positivity, Nate. I'm pushing back on the tanking crowd. The tanking thing is so dumb, Nate. PBM. I understand why you feel that way. I can't tell you you're wrong, but I just think people need to remember how often you have the number 1 pick, you take a quarterback, and you don't win. It doesn't work. Here are the last 10. I already have this ready because I knew this season was trending this way after last week. So I put this together to prepare for this exact argument. Tanking does not guarantee any success at quarterback. The last 10 number 1 picks that were taken first overall: Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward. They all have 0 Super Bowl wins combined. Only Goff and Burrow have even appeared in a Super Bowl. Luck and Burrow obviously worked out. Home run, great. Neither one of those type of players are available in this year's draft class. Both of them, by the way, have significant injury issues anyway. Luck's not even in the league anymore. Goff and Baker found success only after they left the teams that drafted them. Winston, Murray, Lawrence, Bryce Young, all have had varying levels of disappointment. Caleb Williams and Cam Ward, I don't know what they are yet. Unknowns, no guarantee. Patrick Mahomes, where was he picked? Oh, pick 10. Josh Allen, where was he picked? Oh, pick 7. Lamar Jackson, where was he picked? Pick 32. You could find elite quarterbacks outside of the top pick. So I'm not worried about tanking yet. Win games. There's more than one good quarterback, and we'll figure it out. Let's find out if we have a real coach.
I understand that argument. I understand it. But if we have, let's say, the number 1 overall pick, and there is a guy, and they trade back and get assets, and we get another guy that's at 10, 15, whatever, and then more, I'm good with that. But give us the best position possible because the season is done.
Dude, that's just a nightmare to root for losses, though, man.
I'm numb to it, I guess.
So if they beat Denver somehow, you're not going to feel anything?
No, I feel good. I will. Yeah. Of
That's
course I
what I'm
will.
saying.
Of course I will. Yeah.
We're not there
But
yet. It's like
I'm, I'm at the point where I'm trying to see. I see the dysfunction, and that's why I said the first game mattered so much. That's why before everything I said we have to win this game, because if we don't, we're staring 0-5 in the face. And I didn't really believe 0-5, but fuck, I thought like 0-4, and then maybe we get like a win here or there or something like that. But damn, that I am just, I can't believe how right that was, because it's insane that really everything hinged on that. Right, it set the tone. We should have won that game, but we fumbled it. Figuratively and literally, actually.
Dude, we cannot be rooting for losses, man. It's too early. 0-10, I'll give you. 0-5, come on.
Well,
aren't you going to my meetup for the Panthers game? Didn't you buy a ticket for that?
I'm going to the Panthers game, yeah. But I'm not going with you guys. There's a group of us going, but I don't know if I'm.
Well, you're going to tailgate with us. You're going to be there. You don't want to see your
Yeah.
team win?
I kind of have to wear a bag. It just sucks, man.
It does suck.
It sucks.
But 0-5 rooting for losses when there's no guarantee it's even going to help is dumb. Let's win.
just say the hypothetical we're 0-6.
Don't these guys deserve to win? Don't you want to see these young players learn how to win? Maybe, like, I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to be Dan Campbell, but like he started 0-8. Like, I'm hoping that they could win before it gets that bad. Like, come on.
You know what they say? Big ships turn slow. You build Legos one at a time. All the other ones, like, come on, man. Like,
The practices have been damn good. They are, but
we also say the practices have been damn good. It's because they practice against the Jets. Mike, good call. That's for those who say, "Oh, you're too negative." I'm not rooting for. I want to win. The tanking people, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. I don't want the Jets to make a decision on quarterback. Let them pick who's ever left. Mahomes wasn't the first quarterback taken in his class. Neither was Lamar. Neither was Allen. Go down the line. Neither was Herbert. Most of the best guys in the league. Wow, Nate even like that. How about that? Nate gifting a membership. Mo Doe says, Jake, all about the money. You know what I'm about, Mo? I'm doing my job. All right. If you like this show, then the people who gift memberships or join my Patreon or buy merch or come to meetups, yeah, that helps keeps this alive. Otherwise, I could have gotten a full-time radio job 2 years ago when I became full-time on YouTube. I work part-time for ESPN New York and for Sirius XM. So, yeah, I'm not all about money, but being able to do this full-time and do 4 hours of Jets talk a day for a franchise that hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years, yeah, the community needs the support. I don't think that's groundbreaking. And sponsors like Chubby's and FanDuel, yes, it's a business. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It is a business. Yes. What a dumb comment. I want the Jets to win. Man, this year has been interesting because I've gotten more hate from people than ever before, which is shocking to me. I don't know. Whatever. Show's getting bigger. What did Robert Saleh say? I suck. No, I'm just kidding. If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. All right. One last, hold on. Some super chats here. Then we'll do one last call to close us out. And we need this call desperately. You guys are going to be thrilled. Robert says it's time to trade for Daniel Jones yet. Charles, is that you? Jack writes in, we have stunk, we still stink, and one day we will be good. These things are true. Until then, I'm just going to ride this out like we are in the apocalypse. We kind of are. Mark says, Bob applied to be the head coach of the Jets. I will take Bobby Midnight right now. Put him on Glenn's staff. He can at least help. I want Glenn to get the full year. But if you want to add an experienced coach, Robert Woodruff's your guy. Nate says, bet Chuck met a girl on Instagram from Indiana. Oh, God. Not again. Not again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our last caller. Today's closer is a man who is probably perfect for what we need right now. We're all very high-strung. We're angry. We're upset. We need to take a Cho pill. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Jake.
Big Cho.
Man, I am so disappointed in the callers today.
Did you lose another bet?
No, I got the Seminoles on.
Yeah, but they lost to Miami, did they not?
I went to Florida State.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if you lost a bet or not, but continue.
No. I didn't lose the bet. I did lose the Dolphins, so I haven't done that one yet. And I didn't do a bet on the Cowboys because I knew better.
The question everyone wants to know, Big Joe, are you still coming to the Panthers game?
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that as part of my call. I'm disappointed in the callers today because, first of all, I don't think you're a real fan if you want us to lose. If you want us to tank and you're rooting for us to lose, I don't think that's a good call. That's just my opinion. You can't root for your team to lose. I don't care if you're trying to get draft picks or number one pick. Just like you said, it's no guarantee that it's going to pan out anyway. But to sit there and say that you're going to root for your team to lose the rest of the games, that's horseshit, in my opinion. And no, that's not a good call. You said it was a good call? No, it wasn't. Wasn't a good call. Second part. Yes, I'm coming. And it pisses me off with Charles because he's going to go ahead and calm y'all freaky down.
Sorry, you said you were coming. I just wanted to clarify.
No, I'm coming to the game.
Got it.
And,
Got it.
Right now, I've been working from home for the last month because of my back. I found out I have to get another operation in November because L5 and S1 is not fused. So it's giving me extreme nerve pain down my leg. So I have trouble getting out of bed without it shooting down my leg. And also when I step on my left foot, I have trouble. So I'm back to using a cane. But I'm still coming to the game. Still coming to the game. I could use that as an excuse and say, well, my back's not doing well. I'm still coming. So that's the answer to your question.
Let's go. Cheeseman says, Cho is my number one as Maniac seed. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm coming to the game. I don't know how well I'm going to do with my back. I'm going to do the best I can. But I'm still coming to the game. Calm y'all freaky down.
Damn right you are, Big Cho.
And I'm going to come to the I haven't paid the money for the tailgate yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to do the tailgate and all that stuff.
Well, Big Cho, you're going to be a big star at this event. I can't wait.
I got my Big Cho jersey in.
Let's go.
So people will know who I am, like you suggested.
Nate says there'll be golf carts to take you to the stadium. That's right, Nate. We'll make that happen for Big Joe.
That'll work. I'd appreciate that. But let's go, man. Let's stay positive. Just gonna win some games. Relax.
Big Cho, one of your finest calls. Would you like to dunk on Georgie on the way out, who referred to you as chump, chump, chump?
Why, he already did that again?
He wrote CHUMP. Chump, chump, chump.
I'll see you October 19th.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why he's the man. Big Joe.
The practices have been damn good. They are, but
oh yeah, they've been great. I look, the Jets are flying to London today. I just don't practice all week. Go see go sightsee. Go hang out with Big Ben. Go to some of the pubs. Don't practice. Do the opposite. Costanza, the opposite. That's what they should do. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're caught up on the super chats. I believe we are, which means it's time for one thing. It's time to spin the wheel and give someone a Garrett Wilson jersey. Boom.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to all the great listeners who support this show. Remember, tomorrow's the granddaddy of them all, the weekly raffle. We'll give away 3 items tomorrow. Namath helmet, sauce sign jersey, Corvette football. If you've entered for any of the daily raffles this week, your entries will be in there. Right now, only one can win. And if you win, you have to email me your name, your address, your size for the Garrett jersey. We'll get it sent to you. The winner is Peter Storrs Arm Wrestling. That ain't a tongue twister. Yeah, hit it. Peter, you're the man. Congrats. Email me, asmanjake@gmail. If you forget, it's in my description. It's my last name, first name. And you will be winning this jersey. Congratulations. One last super chat here from Robin. It says, who had the Rangers or Islanders winning a game for the Jets on their scorecard? How the F? Well, the Islanders open Thursday. When do the Rangers start? Thursday as well? Right? I think I have that right. No, Rangers are tomorrow. Wow. Rangers are tomorrow. Islanders are Thursday. What are the Devils? Devils are Thursday, too. I mean, there's a chance that all 3 of the locals have a window for the Jets. Pathetic. That's the reality. All right. And so it goes. Final question from Nate. If Zach Wilson throws 4 touchdowns at MetLife and Rodgers beats Sal in the Super Bowl, what bridge do you jump off of? Honestly, if Rodgers won the Super Bowl, I'd be very happy for him. So, if you told me Zach Wilson led Dolphins to the Super Bowl, then you name the bridge, Nate. All right. I'm done here. Thank you all. Love you all. We did about 6 hours almost of Jet Talk. Crazy. Best fans, man. One day we'll be rewarded for supporting this bleep show. Again, thank you all. JETS, Jets. We'll talk to you soon. Hit it, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, if you can choose what animal you came back as, what would you be?
A cat.
A cat?
A cat? Like a fucking house cat or like a tiger?
A fucking house cat. I want to be a cat. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Bro, like an eagle or a hawk or some shit. Is the butt hurt Bobby a minute?
You're the hemorrhoid. Meow. What are you laughing at, Asman? What you guys think? I want to be a house cat. Meow. Shut the fuck up. And here's this to you too, right there. Now I'm gonna piss. One more crack, I'm ending the show.
People think I don't want to work, which is not true. I just had a bit of a nap not too long ago, too, so that didn't help.
I love it, dude. You're talking about how people don't.
You can't say that people think you don't want a job and then say that you came off a real good nap. It's a hard 2 sentences to put together, Charles. It is. You got Jake off the camera.
How do you not see the irony of that, Charles? This is why Charles is the best of the best.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.